Loverboy. This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Reserve seats are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Journey's Eclipse CD. Available only at Walmart. For VIP ticket packages and more, go to journeymusic.com.
The truth of the matter is that I am not, nor have ever been, pregnant.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
The music plays, the microphones go hot, and we are live on a Sunday night. I'm still calling it summertime. Damn, it's great out there today. Welcome to your home for wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. This is Beyond Ringside, live from the vault in the Beyond Ringside studios in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. Yours truly, the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne behind the control panel. Welcoming in tag team partner in studio for a change, Mark MaBo Bowman.
Hey, I got a Whataburger, so you know what? I'm not even coming in until 6 o'clock for the Gavin Loudspeaker interview. So, and the truth of the matter is that this angle sucked, and when people found out my real identity, I quit.
And ran like hell because of social networking. Like to welcome in the man who is never afraid of social networking, any capacity whatsoever. The Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, tag team partner, professional wrestling manager, the Wicked Nemesis. What's up, Wick?
Just want to say a big caution, and I hope that all the strippers are okay in Tampa for the RNC. I know the Hurricanes pushed you all back a day, and I hope you all go out and make your money the way you can. Too bad this isn't the old school days, because at least the boys will be there. They can make some money off them.
Well, you know, I think we all do our part to help support single moms, especially those who are PhDs in the poll. I kind of like that one. I'm going to stick with that one for a little while longer. The Hurricane is not going to make it all the way to the Ballet on Valley. So what's up, Birmingham? How you doing? Weird week in more ways than one. You heard the soundbite just before the opening countdown from the lawyer of Claire Lynch. I want to hear this one more freaking time.
The truth of the matter is that I am not, nor have ever been, pregnant.
Okie dokie. Did this come to a surprise in any capacity on anybody whatsoever? MaBo's munching Whataburger, so I'll say, Wicked, I'll turn to you first.
Well, first of all, I love the fact that when the lawyer actually pulled down the book, what have you, it showed that it was completely blank. That was great. I do love the fact that when everything went down, AJ completely sold it with his face. Like, oh, and then she had to throw in there, oh, with a bottle of, what they say, of soda?
Place sedatives in a soda-based drink.
No, they said
in a soda-based.
Well, no, they said
a soda.
Oh, I thought they said the product.
No, they didn't say a cola. They said a soda or a cola.
Maybe it was cola. That's what it. Yeah.
Actually, tell you what, guys, have y'all got about a minute to play with?
You know I got a burger to eat, son. Do what you got to do.
Then tell you what, do me a favor, hang tight 1 second, because we're going to play the full soundbite in its from this point.
My name is Grace Stein. I am the attorney for Claire Lynch. And as Claire's legal representative, I have been authorized to read the following statement.
Before she reads that statement, I want to ask a question. Wicked, in the shows that you've worked, and I know I can speak for the shows that I've worked, and MaBo, you can speak for the shows you've been to and helped with. Have we ever just let an attorney walk from the back down to the ring, especially, with all due respect, a female attorney without any kind of security whatsoever, Wicked?
They're lawyers. They're worse than great whites. We actually had a lawyer problem at a show that I worked at, and then they made the lawyers fight each other to the death, and that kind of solved that problem.
There you go. MaBo, have you ever seen that?
Are we counting Howard C. Cross, attorney at law?
No, because he actually has a professional wrestler's manager's license.
Then no. But apparently the sorry, I didn't mean to burp in you guys' ear.
Yeah, who cares?
Apparently the guys who double as the Blues Brothers over at Universal, they couldn't make it over. So they had to let Professor McGonagall walk down and do the gimmick.
Get your hands off me, sir.
You've heard that line.
If I could continue, please. On or about the date of January 2012, I was approached by Mr. Daniels and Mr. Kazarian to be part of a scheme to frame and ultimately blackmail Mr. AJ Styles. To my deepest regret, I participated in numerous illegal and unethical activities, including adding sedatives to a cola beverage that rendered Mr. Styles unconscious. During that...
Okay, first off...
I swear, though, I thought they said Coke the first
No,
time.
I did. The only thing I edited out was Dead Space. It did not say any brand name whatsoever.
Well, Eddie, I didn't know adding sedatives to a cola beverage was illegal, so I guess your dating life's screwed.
I'm about to say, look who's talking, King Roofy.
Hey, I don't even know where to get drugs. Wicked.
I don't think Wicked's going to answer that question. He'll plead the fifth, and I'll drink the fifth. Right, Wick? Now, I've got to ask, did they take the most logical out on this to try to recover and save face in an impossible situation? Wicked, I'll go to you first.
Oh, sorry about that. When it became public knowledge that the actress who played Claire had quit because she was on Botchmania, which, by the way, Botchmania, making the world better. I think that speaks volumes. The fact that an outsider come in and she let it be known that it was because she had seen herself on Botchmania, and people were making fun of her storyline. In the way that, for once, the internet wrestling community just took something and just completely destroyed it. And I don't know if it's because of AJ being the face of TNA that this happened, but the internet wrestling community tore this apart. They made sure to come up with all this stuff on her, all these pictures come out, her real name come out, and then they just ran with it. And when that became public knowledge, I think that they had no alternative than to come up with something to completely wrap it up as quick as they can, because they drew this out so much and then all of a sudden just hastily wrapped it up.
MaBo, your thoughts?
Well, I was still hoping that it would have either been Kaz or Daniels that knocked her up, because that would have been funny. Yeah, it had gotten out, who she was, and burp. There's one coming, so you brace yourself, kids.
Brace yourself.
Here we go. It's coming. Anyway, it's the only time I've ever said that. Anyway, she had gotten so upset because people had gotten to her personal website and everything, and was running her down, and she was afraid that any potential employers, for acting gigs might see that, and might lessen her credibility. I'm trying not to laugh when I say that too. Lessen her credibility to get a better job. Look, that infomercial she did was lessened her credit. Here comes the burp. Credibility. So, sorry, kids. But yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a better resolve than, hey, let's wrestle. If I lose, I'll admit it. If I win, I'm taking a paternity test. Why don't you just take the paternity test in the first place?
Stretch out the storyline.
No, but I'm just saying logically.
Yeah.
Just be like, look, I'll swab my cheek. You can go run a DNA sample or however they do it. So, but I mean, they did what they had to, and we're all glad that it's over with. So now we can move on to a crappy Brock Hogan storyline.
God. I'd like to remind everybody, coming up at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, we are going to be joined from the Chikarmi and from the Chikara organization, Gavin Loudspeaker, live right here on Beyond Ringside. Anything can happen. MaBo just gave the gesture, fingers crossed. We had communication earlier today and earlier this week, so everything should be in place. I'll put it that way. Coming out of Monday Night Raw, I'm going to go ahead and say this first and foremost. I'm really appreciative of the factor that they do have 3 hours to work with on a Monday night. They haven't really been inhaling a extraordinarily humongous phallus on this whole situation, like a lot of people were afraid they would. as in sucked a big one. But by the same token, I have to sit back and say this. I would like to thank SmackDown for actually proving the fact that there's more than 2 tag teams in WWE. If you saw SmackDown this past Friday night on Sci-Fi, you had a chance to see the fact that there are actually 5 and or 6 reasonably viable tag teams. Usos, Primo,
Epico.
Yeah. Truth and Kofi.
Truth and R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Truth and R. Kelly.
Man, that would be a tag team.
The primetime players. So
Yeah.
we got Usos, the Colognes, primetime,
There were 5 teams there.
Truth and Kofi. Who's the 5th?
I can't remember, but there were 5 teams there.
You know what? There is, because they had talked about interjecting a 5th one, and I can't remember who it is. Sorry.
Shoot.
Sorry.
Wicked, we're apologizing for your busted eardrums now.
Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel.
Then there's that might have been it.
Yeah, because they're talking about maybe having a Night of Champions fatal 5-way thing.
But the thing about it is, I'm really appreciative of the fact that they do make some kind of illusion, at least, that they respect a tag team division for 5 minutes. And that seems to be all it lasts with WWE, right, Wick?
No.
You don't think so?
I'm sorry. I missed out on that conversation. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off here at my house. Sorry.
Family comes first. You and I, we all know this. No, I'm making a reference to the fact that there's an illusion for 5 seconds on SmackDown that they actually acknowledge the truth of a tag team division.
Well, that's gone now. Primetime players, with all that happening on Abraham Washington, thank you for running the tag team division and for running it for managers out there everywhere, because you're complete trash.
See, I had high hopes for AW as a manager because, granted, it's the best of a worst case scenario. He absolutely sucked on the AW show, completely and totally and horribly. When the highlight of that entire run is Shelton Benjamin singing Hootie and the Blowfish, I was actually hoping for better out of Shelton. Of course, he actually did do the song pretty well.
Well, they had all this momentum, as you guys were talking about, rolling in with the tag team division itself, and now all of a sudden you're just going to completely okay, well, we're going to stop pushing everything. You're going to put a complete halt on it, which it seems that they have done. Any kind of momentum the tag team division had going out of the pay-per-view, what have you, they'll gain steam and then they'll stop.
Yeah.
They'll gain a few steps and then stop. Gain a few steps and stop. And they need to get behind this, as they should have already. The primetime players, even without Abraham Washington, are still not the most fundamentally sound tag team, but I mean, at least they're fun to go out there and watch, and there's something different. Although I don't think that all the black fraternities out there like them doing their stomps.
True. MaBo, come on in, your thoughts.
Oh, wait, they've started stomping now?
They've been doing the stomp.
I've just seen them doing the little dancey thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm thinking like
Yeah.
actual step. I'm thinking steps more than stomps.
You're thinking Kirk Franklin stomp.
No, I'm thinking step, like a step show.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
You ate the burger too fast, didn't you?
It was damn good, son.
Okay.
I want another. But yeah, well, it's like Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is now, pursuing their tag team tournament, so they're showing that they have tag teams. Ooh, a little flimmy there. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just ready for the Usos to get a shot. I love the Usos. I want to find one of their sisters that's of age and attractive and under 200 pounds and marry into the family.
See, for me, it's simple, and I'm going to go ahead and slide over to Ring of Honor for a second because they had their little six-pack gimmick on this week's edition of Ring of Honor where they had 6 people going for it with one person emerging as the #1 contender for the television title, which I'd completely forgotten about the fact that Adam Cole is currently the damn television champion at Ring of Honor.
Not me. He was pushing up on my woman Veda Scott this weekend at a signing, so...
Hey, there you go. I kind of like the 6-pack challenge where it's every person, where it's 2 people in, but they all can come in the second somebody goes out. I like the idea for the match, but if you play this right and you've got the right people in the ring, you can actually make this an elimination challenge and run this for probably, give them a good 25-30 minute match, because 6 people in an elimination format, especially 6. Yet they had some great people. They had some really good talent. in the 6-man elimination or 6-man challenge from Ring of Honor last night on Sinclair Broadcast Network. I managed to get a chance to watch it earlier today. And you had Jay Lethal, Tommaso Ciampa, Mike Bennett, Mike Mondo, TJ
Perkins.
Thank you. And I can't remember the 6th person. Aw, crap. And the thing about...
Roderick Strong?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Roderick Strong.
And they did a great job on it. I just really feel that in a circumstance like that, especially when you've got the caliber of talent, and I give credit where credit is due, TJ Perkins did a great job in that match, as did the other 5. I think sincerely that they could have made that an elimination challenge, gone 3 segments on it, and pulled it off beautifully, and would have taken the workload off some of the rest of the workers on there. And I would love to be able to air the Inside Ring of Honor that Kevin Kelly and Kevin Steen and the rest of the cotillion did from this past week. But Wicked, your thoughts? Taking that 6-pack for single fall and making an elimination challenge.
Yeah. I guess I guess. Sorry, I don't really play Booker anymore.
Not the same time. Well, no, I mean I'm asking personal thoughts, not necessarily as.
Yeah. Look, you know what's really been bugging. I want to talk about the PWI 500 and how
you wanted to boycott that.
That is killing me.
Hold on. In fairness, MaBo, your thoughts on what I was talking about. Instead of making it a single fall, make it an elimination, real quick.
I ain't got a chance to watch it yet, but I mean,
but the format for the concept.
Well, it just really depends. If you're going, what you're going to put it on, pay-per-view or television. So
either.
I don't know if it would work on television. Drawing it over 3 segments, dude, that's kind of a time-consuming deal.
Okay, with me doing the play-by-play, I think it'd be great. And
dude, any chance you would try to put?
Oh my God!
You would try to get yourself booked on public access.
And
you're such a shameless promotional whore.
I'm a whore.
I know you are.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Now we're at 10 minutes before the. Yes.
No, I was gonna say we're about what? How long are we at? 10 minutes.
We're 10 minutes before the top of the hour.
Is this gonna give Wicked enough time to run down the PWI 500?
We're gonna probably encourage a good, healthy debate on this one. Wicked, do you have it pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, I've got it up over here actually, and MaBo's at a loss for this one.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna crinkle some paper. Y'all go ahead.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I just want to say a big shout out, and you'll love this, MaBo. Our boy Bray Wyatt. He is so good. He is so awesome that he actually appears on the list twice this year at 167 and at 244. So
wait,
I thought that was hilarious.
So they have his Bray Wyatt and Husky Harris?
They have his Bray Wyatt and then Bray Wyatt again.
167, Bray Wyatt. What's the other number?
244.
I got Yoshihiro Tajiri at 244.
See, not me.
Wait, now do you have the?
I've got the wrestling-news.net list, the one that I've been posting all over Facebook and Twitter.
Bestia 666 is 243.
Yes.
Bray Wyatt at 244.
No.
And then Extreme Tiger at 245.
I've got Bestia 666 at 243. Yoshihiro Tajiri at 244, and Extreme Tiger at 245.
Well, we'll know when we get the magazine.
There you go.
Unless Wick, do you have the magazine in front of you?
I have the digital copy that was released by
PWI
by WrestlingNews.net.
Well, I guess we'll all figure out. We'll find out. Still, it doesn't matter. He should be on the.
But
he should be on there 3 times.
Yeah, I agree with that. But some of the things that I really thought was crazy, really quick. Okay, you have Garrett Bischoff at 401.
Why?
This is why I hate. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. I hate the PWI Top 500. This year is the most, I think I've discussed this with you guys, this is the most people that I've ever worked with or ever associated with on the list this year. And this is the worst I've ever seen it. This year has some of the biggest holes, and so many people, because a lot of people don't know this, you can actually pay to be on the PWI Top 500. You can pay to be on the list, which I love. And I love the fact that all these guys were going crazy because they were on the list. Like they were marking out for themselves basically just to be on a list that's a popularity contest that has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. And here is why. This is just a few that I see. Mr. Anderson was above AJ. Mr. Anderson in at 27 this year.
Right.
Crimson was at 41.
Right.
Wade Barrett was just below Gunner. I think Wade Barrett was 56. Robbie E at 66. David Otunga was 83, and Kenny King was 84.
Really? Well, King was on Ring of Honor television for the majority of the year. Even though
but David Otunga ahead of him.
David sucks. I'm sorry. That's okay. But here's my complaint about it. And I'm going to go top 20 on this. Let's read this out. 1 through 20. Punk, Rude, Cena, Bryan, Sheamus, Jun Nakayama, Davey Richards, Angle, Mark Henry, Del Rio, Tenzan, Storm, Aries, Orton, Christian, Ziggler, Big Show, Edwards, L.A. Park, Kevin Steen. One name does not belong in that top 20 right off the top, and that's Randy Orton. Randy Orton was out for half the year, whether it be through injuries or through wellness policy violations. Christian was out for over half the year, primarily with injuries.
Del Rio, wasn't he out?
Del Rio was out for a good part of the year. So to have them top 20, you got to be smoking better crack than Jeff Hardy can get a hold of. AJ Styles needs to be top 20. Bully Ray needed to be top 20. Over Del Rio, over Orton, over Christian, with all due respect. Hell, I'd put Roderick Strong over Alberto Del Rio.
How did AJ get below Anderson when Anderson wasn't even booked for half the year?
There you go, and AJ was there for the majority of the year.
Chris Jericho's number 29, guys.
Yeah, and he's above Bully Ray at 30.
Yes, he is. Jeff Hardy at 21. But like I said, those are just like the main guys. But I mean, there were a few little ones that stuck out in my mind that I was just that really bothered me. I mean, just outside of the top 20, really. Let's see what else. D'Angelo De Niro was at 130. The guy really hasn't done much this year. Heath Slater being 2 ahead of Antonio Cesaro. I didn't like Cesaro or whatever. Garrett Bischoff, as we said, at 401. Alex Silva, who I can't stand, was at 260.
Really?
MVP was at 263. Delirious at 214. Jinder Mahal at 165. Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan at 135. And the Young Bucks are split up, which I thought was great, at 172 and 178, I think.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they split tag teams
and
up.
then Devon ahead of Bully Ray.
And then Mark and Jay Briscoe down the list some.
Way down the list.
And they had Matt Morgan over Samoa Joe.
Matt Morgan's been off TV for a couple of months now because his dates ran out. So.
And here's the one that I had to laugh my ass off the most at. Coming in at number 44 was Colt Cabana, yet 62 is Adam Pearce. Yeah, this is a popularity contest more than anything else. But
look at 461, Q-Ball Carmichael, and we had Q-Ball on the To Be Determined show. He's only wrestled once or twice this year, and he's about to wrap it up, and he's at 461. And Larry Dallas has not even freaking wrestled, and he's at 468.
Oh well, people love. Trust me, Larry Dallas has been making the. He's been making the rounds. People love some Larry Dallas for some reason.
85.
Because you have people like Sugar Dunkerton that drink his Kool-Aid and constantly put him over. That's why the hit for high are Bobby Moore at 391.
Yeah,
slightly behind Micah Taylor at 388.
For which I'm I'm appreciative of the fact of the number of people that I know in this industry have worked with in this business, like Chip Day, Corey Hollis, Mike Posey, Micah Taylor, all of them getting respectable mention in the top 500.
That's not respect, though. That has nothing to do with respect. You want respect, these guys need to have titles. They need to be pushed by the NWA. You know what this is? This whole list to me, and this will be the clip when this goes up for YouTube. This is the clip I'm using. Congratulations to all of those on the PWI Top 500 for winning a popularity contest and showing that if you know the right people, you can be booked better than most. That's what this is. This is a congratulations to all those that got booked worth of crap the entire year. This is phony, this is bull, and this is one of the worst atrocities I've ever seen. The fact that when fans get this, fans really take this as the Bible. I mean, when you see this, people are like, yeah. And I promise you compare this to all the other years, this has been one of the worst years for people being on it that had no reason to be on it.
Yeah.
If it's for what it truly is supposed to be for in the top 500. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Freight Train shouldn't be anywhere near this top 500. Near.
Well, let's also look at a couple of other glaring holes in here. Eric Young wasn't on active television for over half the year, and he's in at number 85. Go from there. Carlito has been all over the place, but he's been primarily in Mexico.
Richie Steamboat hasn't done crap this year, and he's number 98.
Actually, Richie Steamboat's down in FCW for over half the year.
He hasn't done crap this year.
He had the Briscoe 15 title.
Yeah, he did hold on to that for a while. He had some really good matches with Cesaro and
with a number of people.
Husky
having
Harris.
a few good matches for WWE and the FCW, never being on TV, never doing anything in the independents, having your dad's last name, and I could tell y'all a story right now that'll probably kill Richie Steamboat. Yeah, and it's a shoot story too. But yeah, I don't agree with that. Kid Cash being 105, this has been one of Kid Cash's best years. He should have been ahead of half these guys, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, I mean...
especially Otunga. Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I mean, think about it. Finley at 113, I really haven't seen him that much this year. I mean, I'm not complaining about the fact that he's in the top 150, but by the same token, I understand the popularity contest. Richie Steamboat at 98, Justin Gabriel at 99, Sin Cara at 100.
Yeah, and Sin Cara was out for a while.
I mean, which Sin Cara is it? Is it Hunico or is it the other one?
No, Hunico's on here. Hunico made it by himself. So.
Okay, Mystico or Hunico? Which Sin Cara was it? Was it Sin Cara Red or Sin Cara Blue? Which of now they're interchangeable.
Well, actually, Sin Cara Red and Blue are the same one. You're thinking Sin Cara Blue or Black.
Yeah, that. Okay.
Or Sin Cara White.
Or Teal.
Azure.
And Blue Demon Jr., I mean, the man has his own energy drink, for God's sakes. Couldn't he, at least be in the top 100?
No, he does not.
Yeah, he has, yes.
Oh!
The Full Throttle Blue Demons, yes. That is based on him.
Get out of here.
Now,
that is his own energy drink, yes, sir.
Do we have him in Alabama?
Yes, we do.
Where?
They're the Full Throttle Blue Demons. You can find them. They're in blue cans. They have the orange flames and everything. They are the most, to me, and I've said this before, they are the most recognizable ones. And when you see them, that is his product.
Do they taste like a sweaty luchador?
They taste like a 1,000 buttholes wrapped around Micah Taylor's ego. It's dipped in sulfuric acid and caramel. It's got to be good.
Yeah, it's the caramel that does it.
I thought it was going to be the Hawaiian sensation flavoring. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to the top of the hour break, and we'll be back on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network right after this.
Get ready for a wall-to-wall rock show.
Don't stop believing.
Journey.
On to that beat,
At Benatar.
we are strong. Love is a battle.
Loverboy.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Any way you want, that's the way.
This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
We will be invincible.
Journey.
Good to yourself.
At Benatar.
Heartbreaker, dreammaker, don't you mess around.
Loverboy.
Hot girls in
This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Reserve seats are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Journey's Eclipse CD. Available only at Walmart. For VIP ticket packages and more, go to journeymusic.com.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. What are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is Awesome Austin Creed, the smartest man in this industry called pro wrestling, the valedictorian of this business. You are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, when face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstopwrecks.org.
This is Gabe Sapolsky from Dragon Gate USA and Evolve Pro Wrestling, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
Hey, what's up? Holla at ya, boy. XOXOXO. You getting these texts? Question mark. Where are you? What are you doing? OMG, you are making me mad. You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Jim Cornette. You are locked into the show of all time, Beyond Ringside.
Remember when your neighbor found us naked in the car, and the time some outdoor action got us kicked out of the park, getting frisky in the dark. I gave your eye a poke. Think the dog is in the bed too. I smell smoke. You and me, we never give up. You and me, we never ever ever give up. Getting hot and heavy with the whipped cream that we bought, and dressing in the kitchen, then getting caught. So many things can go wrong, but we still can get it right. You and me, we're not gonna give up tonight.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Visit bedsider.org to compare all the choices and put the bogus myths to bed at bedsider.org.
Boy, we got options tonight.
Brought to you by Bedsider and the Ad Council. bedsider.org.
I'm Paul Ellering, and you're locked into Beyond the Ringside.
Let me try.
Okay, just remember what I showed you.
Yep. There was a bunny who had one big ear and another big ear. They looped-a-looped, made a bow, and the bunny hopped away. I did it!
Oh, good job, kiddo. Now let's tie your other shoe.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Listen up, this is the NWA North American Heavyweight Champion, the Temptation Sean Tempers, and right now, you are locked in with Beyond Ringside.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey, but people in this town call me Maniac. They call me that because I'm the fastest runner in town. But just because everyone knows who I am doesn't mean I belong. I don't really belong anywhere. You see, I'm an orphan, and I wander the streets just looking for a place that I can truly call home. My name is Maniac McGee, and I'm all alone. Explore new worlds. Read my story in the novel Maniac McGee by Jerry Spinelli. For other great book ideas, visit your local library or log on to literacy.gov. Brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
This is Ben Masters locking it down with Beyond Ringside. Don't miss it. Be there.
Sitting ready to keep the ride alive 5 minutes after the top of the hour on Beyond Ringside live Sunday night. Yours truly, the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne. MaBo, come on back in.
Yeah, Snooki gave birth today, and it's the first baby ever in recorded history to have eye herpes.
Ouch. Wicked Nemesis, come on back in.
What's Snooki?
Snooki! You're asking me a question of which I have no damn to look for on the clue for the answer. I just, if I never heard another word about reality TV, I think I'd be perfectly happy, and that's why I lost so much respect for WWE and their social networking ambassador from this past Monday night. That is the biggest crock of hooey. I mean, at least when they brought in Charlie Sheen, they brought in a viable actor. But to bring in the laying on the back hooker that they did, that whole family knows nothing more than just, they're gold dig. They're gold diggers, plain and simple. Have nothing for them. They've done nothing worth a damn other than get laid and make really bad sex tapes that I have still yet to see. I'm sure MaBo has.
Yes, I have. Actually, I have it somewhere. She never takes her top off really towards the end. And I mean, my personal preference is I like to see the boobies.
Okay.
And you don't really see the boobies.
Okay.
But you see Ray J or whatever get his face all shiny like a glazed Christmas ham.
I think I'm gonna barf now, and I didn't even have a Whataburger.
It was delicious.
There you go. I'm not even going to really dignify the hooker's name by calling it out as I would normally do something like that. But
I'll do it.
No, not on that microphone you won't.
Hey, look, they paid a lot of money to have Khloe Kardashian on there, okay?
Kardashian. Wicked, will you agree with Kardashian and we'll make it a clean sweep?
How about smut stain?
Pretty much same damn thing. We'll go with that.
I had one of those in one of my tube socks.
So, open notation to WWE. If you're going to pick a social media ambassador, at least pick somebody who has some kind of relevance and talent other than fellatio or laying on their back. Okay? Thanks for playing. And I'll start respecting you again because I'm actually inside your demo and I spend money. So, leave it at that. I actually do on pay-per-views. But by the same token, I have to sit back and wonder. By the way, Wicked, have you gotten on Tout yet?
Absolutely not.
You, of all people, is not on Tout.
Is not on Tout?
Yeah, I know. The Wicked.
No, I'm not. I think that's mentally retarded. I believe the Tout should be for the tweeners, for teenagers, and for creepy old men that can't get on chat roulette to masturbate.
Well, you're talking to 2 of the 3 of the creepy old men. We got him?
Yeah, hang tight. Do me a favor. Let me go ahead and hit this little button right here. Folks, do me a favor. Hang tight for a second. We're going to go to a quick break. Bear with us on this, and we'll be back on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network right after this.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I don't know how to talk like a parent. Don't make me come back there. You see what I mean? It's pretty awful. Try it again. Don't make me come back there. Now that's pretty good. That one kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is GCW's senior official Bernie Kowanowitz, and you are locked into Beyond Ringside.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
This is Bad Brad Armstrong, part of the famous Armstrong family of professional wrestling, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Oh, thank you.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
This is Dale the Demon Torborg, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Charlie!
Hey, did you see that play last night?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Sure.
You know, when I was playing, what we
What?
tried to...
You played in the street.
I played in the service. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the kid, he should have...
Yeah, Hey, you okay? Someone call 911!
2 out of 3 people with diabetes die of a heart attack or stroke, but you can lower the risk. Ask your healthcare provider how. For more info, go to diabetesactnow.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association and the Ad Council.
This is Dale the Demon Torborg, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Hey parents, introducing the Communicizer. Go from boring old man speak.
Oh, you know, I'm here if you want to talk.
To 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
I love you, Dad. Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to AdoptUsKids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Emily Richards for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. One person's negligence shattered my life in a single instant. You see, my little sister Annie was killed by a drunk driver. Please, remember those you love. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
My name is Mary Crafts, and this is how I live united. I've spent the last 24 years serving others in my catering company, but I felt that a huge part of our community was still being underserved. Those invisible children and young families. With United Way, I advocate for them any way I can. As a volunteer, I go into people's homes and assess mother and infant well-being and help bring change and opportunity into their lives. Nothing feels as good as helping, so I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
As a mother, I'm making it a point to get the H1N1 flu vaccine for my children.
This is Bullet Bob Armstrong. I'm Southern born, Southern bred, and I never miss Beyond Ringside.
Welcome to the original rock and wrestling radio show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Layne.
Cock locked, ready to rock, ready to have a little fun on a Sunday night. Beyond Ringside Live is on the air. Yours truly, Fast Eddie Layne, behind the control panel in the vault in the Full Range Entertainment Studios in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. Thank you, Mike Macaroni, for the introduction. Always a pleasure to hear the dulcet tones. Like to welcome in tag team partner Mark MaBo Bowman.
How come is it whenever we get ready to go, like, we're in stop set the whole time, I don't have to burp. The minute he says, Mike's going live, I've got to burp so bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Oracle of Ominous Pro Wrestling Manager, our tag team partner Wicked Nemesis on board.
I just want to give a big shout out to Amy Grant for letting us know that's what love is for, because I was always wondering. So thank you.
There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very special guest coming on at this time. He is the primary... I heard 9 different sounds come from my headset at once. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the primary voices for Chikara Pro Wrestling announcer extraordinaire, Gavin Loudspeaker. Glad to have you on board tonight.
Eddie, are you ready for the main event of the evening?
We're ready to ride this roller coaster all the way back to sunrise, brother.
All right, sounds good.
Do me a favor, let's take it back a little bit before we get everything rolling on the Chikara side and everything else you've got going on, because from what I understand, you've got a stacked schedule coming up and then some. For those who haven't had a chance to get a little bit personal and find out a little bit more about the Loudspeaker himself, tell us a little bit about Gavin Loudspeaker.
Well, I am the world's only rock and roll ring announcer. My background is the rock and roll world. I sing, I dance, I play the guitar, and in the meantime, I tell you a little bit about the wrestlers of Chikara.
Okay. You forgot one little part of that line. You sing, you dance, you make romance.
I'll
probably be dating...
Yeah, I thought that was understood.
There you go. I would probably be dating you if I actually popped that line. Now,
yeah, I came on board at Chikara about 5 years ago, which is hard to believe. I was introduced via the World of Kaiju Big Battle, which is another one of my infamous exploits. As my dual persona, Loud and Noxious, and you can hang out with me at Loud and Noxious on Twitter. Also, I do a radio show here in New York City called the Artsy Fartsy Show, where I do the music reviews, because rock and roll is my life. And right now I am up to my neck in King of Trios mania.
And then some. Now, I got to ask, there's a signature question that we always ask our dignitaries when they come on board. There's 2 moments in particular for everybody in the world of professional wrestling. And note, I do say pro wrestling and not sports entertainment. 1, when you really become a fan of pro wrestling. Number 2, when the little light bulb, that moment when the little bulb goes off over your head, and that little voice in the back of your head says, I gotta get into this. For Gavin Loudspeaker or Loud and Noxious, what are those 2 moments?
Well, definitely the moment that I became a wrestling fan. I grew up in a Greek family, and on Saturdays I was I would have to go to Greek school. And that would end somewhere in the later afternoons. When I got home, all the cartoons were over. There was really nothing to watch on TV. So I would just kind of keep the television set on, and it would be on in the background. You know how, you're a kid, you're not really even watching it. It's just sort of on in the background. Yeah. And after Soul Train, wrestling would come on. And week after week, it would just sort of be on, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. And then one week, they cut Andre the Giant's hair. Big John Studd cut Andre the Giant's hair, and I just couldn't believe that. That was my limit. And I went downstairs and I immediately told my parents what happened, and that was definitely the moment for me.
Mark MaBo Bowman, come on board.
Oh, Gavin, how I've longed to speak with you. only other than Veda Scott have I longed to speak to a Chikara announcer, interviewer, ring announcer.
All of the above.
All of the above. I love Leonard. I loved Leonard F. Chikarason, but you and Veda, I don't know which one's
Leonard F. Chikarason and Veda Scott, two definitely both on the top of my list.
Oh, but I don't know who's prettier, you or Veda. Anyway, let's take it back to steal one of Eddie's phrases, to what introduced me to you and your other persona. I like to say your twin brother, Loud and Noxious and Kaiju Big Battle. How did you get involved in that, and how did it come about?
Kaiju Big Battle was already in existence when I joined in about, I guess I joined in about 2001. And they were just sort of starting to, up until that point, they were a bunch of art students building crazy costumes and putting on sort of, kind of like college shows or basement shows, like punk shows. And when I came aboard, they were just about ready to start it as a real business and make it a real, like a money-making operation, or attempt to make it a money-making operation. Start doing more shows, start making things a little more professional. And I actually auditioned. I had never met these guys. They were up in Boston. I live in Brooklyn. So I went up to Boston on a Greyhound, and I auditioned, and it was a very bizarre audition, to say the least. It was weird.
Wicked Nemesis, come on board with Gavin Loudspeaker.
Now, a lot of people know you from Chikara. I want to stick with Kaiju Big Battle. Okay, to me, being in the business, being somebody, and I want to thank my co-host MaBo for actually introducing me to Kaiju Big Battle. Not G4, MaBo. Now,
You'd be surprised how many people have been introduced to Kaiju via G4. I'm always shocked.
No, look,
I've met people in Canada, I've met people in the Midwest, and they're all like, they were all introduced to it via this television show, which really blows me away.
Now I'm all for, the exposure when it's done like that. You guys don't pull any punches. It's not like you're like, hey, we are a serious wrestling company trying to dress as Godzilla or Godzilla-esque type movie monsters. Now, of all the Kaiju Big Battles you've done, what has been the moment that has stood out in your mind the most?
Wow, that's a tough one. I've been with Kaiju for over a decade, so
I know. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of moments that are there's a lot of crazy kind of surreal moments. I mean, the one that sticks out in my mind is being in Los Angeles doing the Jimmy Kimmel show live. That was pretty intense because that was live television. I'd never done that before. I'd only watched Saturday Night Live my whole life, and I was sort of never really thought I would actually be, on television without a net. But that was pretty cool because it was the very, very beginning of the Jimmy Kimmel show. It was, I think, the first week that he'd even started, and the studio was brand new, and I got to work with, do you remember Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Very well.
Show?
Yes, sir.
Well, the first host, his name was Joel Hodgson. Right. He was a writer at that point with Jimmy Kimmel, and I got to write the Kaiju segment with Joel Hodgson, which was I thought pretty cool and fun just to even hang out with him. I was just asking him questions about all kinds of stuff, and he's obviously a pretty unique character.
Now, let me ask. So, real follow up on that. Now you're a character yourself, so to speak, in this Kaiju Big Battle. How have you been able to stand out with everything going on around you? How do you think that you have been able to stand out with this?
Well, I think that my character stands out because I'm just that. I'm the non-monster character. I'm the human being. I'm the voice that connects you to what's happening, and I explain what's going on. Not all the monsters speak English, so sometimes I just sort of have to explain things, and I think that kind of makes me sort of like the Greek chorus in the old the Greek plays, where I'm explaining what's going on.
Now, if I could, making the move over to the DJ side, you said the rock and roll announcer, which I can totally respect. Number one, do you feel that the era of the indie bands has come and gone?
I think that it's even more. We're entering the era of the super indie band.
Okay.
Bands that don't need anybody, bands that don't even need a record label, bands that can just operate out of their own house at this point. From where we are and where we are with technology and the social media, and home recording. I mean, with all these aspects, I think that there is no need at all for any sort of support from record labels. People, I think that that's going to all end very, very, very soon.
Now, do you blame Radiohead for that? Because honestly, Radiohead does everything themselves,
No, I blame the Spice Girls, Britney Spears, going into the Backstreet Boy era, and then that begat the Miley Cyrus, all that. I blame all of that. That killed music.
Oh,
American Idol killed music.
NWA is what you're saying, since they were the first boy band, right? You want to blame Ice Cube and Eazy-E, since God rest his soul. We blaming Eazy-E now for? I'm just playing. Sorry, that joke just as soon as I said NWA, everybody's like, "What?"
No,
I was like, "No, I don't blame Bill Watts for anything. He was not responsible."
Good one. Now, taking that one a little bit further, modern day.
Pardon me?
Taking the music era thing just a little bit further before we dive on it back into Jakar. There's a couple of things I'd like to find out. Okay,
Look, you can talk about independent record labels if you'd like to. I'd love to talk about indie labels.
We can definitely arrange a segment on that. Trust me on that one. We've had different styles come down the pike. Now, with the addition of satellite radio, you have so many different genres that are allowed to go out. By the same token, stuff that had been considered postmodern style is now considered more mainstream. Now, if you had to put a pin on it right now, if you had to pull 5, say, not necessarily indie, but of the postmodern genre that should have made it bigger by this time, which ones do you think it'd be from your vantage point?
5 bands that I think should have made it much bigger than they did?
Yeah.
Well, number one would be the Afghan Wigs, who are still around.
Thank you.
They're still touring. But I think that they're probably the most underrated band of all time.
I've heard a lot of their stuff. I agree.
Yeah, the Afghan Wigs are from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Another one would probably be Rocket from the Crypt.
Not familiar.
They're from San Diego, and I mean, these bands on the indie circuit, these are huge bands, these are legendary bands, but these aren't bands that broke through to the mainstream like I thought they would have. Another one would have been, do you remember that band Super Drag?
Yeah, vaguely.
They had a song, they had a hit song, it was like, Who Sucked Out the Feeling?
Yeah.
I thought they were a great band. They were an amazing live band, and they had a lot of good songs, but at that point, they were just churning out one-hit wonders.
Kind of like the 70s did.
Right. Harvey Danger was another band that was a really good band that only had one hit, but I thought was probably going to be a lot bigger than they were. Bands that I knew were going to be... How about bands that I knew were going to be big that became big?
Go for it.
One would be Death Cab for Cutie.
Nice.
Those guys. TV on the Radio.
Okay.
These are bands that I still think are on the rise and are probably going to be really, continue to get bigger and bigger.
One other quick question on the music side of life. We're in the calendar year 2012. What does it mean to you personally, knowing that you've come out, that you're in the middle of a year, or now on the backside of a year, to where we've seen the passing of both Dick Clark and Don Cornelius in the same 6-month period?
That's tragic. That's a really tragic thing.
It's like there's... go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we're waiting for the next Dick Clark to come along.
And it sure is
the next person to defy age.
Ryan Seacrest.
I'll shoot you, Wicked.
Boy, I don't give. Hey, you hate on Ryan Seacrest all you want. The man has millions and millions of dollars by being good at what he does.
He's vanilla. Yeah, he makes it.
I think it's possible that Ryan Seacrest and Dick Clark are both robots.
I agree with that. They may be cyborgs, not from Teen Titans Cyborg, but you know.
No, we're gonna get started on comic books before it's over with. Shoot me.
Oh God, we will. Do you see this man?
See, Chikarason is the one you need for the comic books.
There you go.
No, but let me ask you a question though. Who has been your favorite talent so far to come through Kaiju Big Battle?
Wow. Like, I mean, there's so many kaiju monsters that I adore. So, I consider them all like members of my family in a lot of ways. I think that we definitely, I'm definitely impressed by the recent actions of Kung Fu Chicken Noodle, which is of course the giant martial arts master can of chicken noodle soup.
Now, do they like to be called monsters, or do they prefer like earthly challenged individuals?
Well, I mean, some of them prefer to be called monstars with STAR. Because they've got like big egos. Some of them have huge, elaborate riders of what they need in their dressing room. It goes on and on and on. No green M&Ms, blah blah blah.
The green M&Ms.
Yeah, it's only Daihachi cannot have any green M&Ms in his private dressing room, which is really absurd because he's not even one of the bigger stars.
I just had a flashback to David Lee Roth losing his mind about brown M&Ms years ago. MaBo, Mark Bowman, MaBo, come on in.
All right, Gavin. Now, first of all, I do want to congratulate you on you're the only non-monster to have a victory in Kaiju Big Battle, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true. As long as you don't count Chris Hero, and I definitely don't count Chris Hero.
I was gonna say, dude, nobody counts Chris Hero, so it does, especially with his crazy-looking Jesus beard these days. But I would like, let's transition.
I'm pretty sure Chris Hero has some monster DNA pumping through him somehow.
He's scary looking.
Some way. He was chumming up with Dr. Cube, so I don't buy that he's 100% human one bit.
Oh, trust me, I remember that very much so, and hopefully he will never hear this because I do not want to get hit. I don't look pretty when I'm knocked out, but kind of want to let's transition.
Yeah, no, I beat Call Me Kevin. I pinned Call Me Kevin with a top rope headbutt with my hairdo. I headbutted him with my 50-pound hairdo.
And for those who have never seen your hairdo, it would rival the spikiness of our own Wicked Nemesis. I liken it to a medieval melee weapon, a mace, with the spikiness of it.
Someone once told me I looked like Super Saiyan Danzig.
It's true.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But the transition from Kaiju into Chikara, how exactly did you come about being associated with Chikara?
Well, I mean, of course, the world of monsters and the world of Chikara were going to collide eventually. It was just sort of fate. It was just a matter of time before those two sort of like were just sort of kind of almost bizarre, like estranged cousins in a weird way. And when Chikara started going out there and having Mecha Mummy wrestled Ken the Box, Mocha Jin Ken. Do you remember that? Do you remember that match?
Oh, actually, I have that on DVD.
That one. I think that was really the moment where it seemed like weird things were really going to start happening in Chikara. And then we had the monsters. We had the intergalactic street fight at Anniversario 2007. And that was the introduction of Kaiju Big Battle to Chikara, and that was, of course, an epic battle. The arena crowd was practically in tears. They were loving it so much. They chanted, "Please come back," over and over and over. So I think that's where Kaiju and Chikara fell in love with each other.
MaBo, follow up.
I just like hearing Gavin talk. Can you get like the New York phone book and just read it? Because
oh, you're so stupid. I got to ask something though, really quick.
Come on in.
Now you said that the Chikara fans completely embraced you guys. Do you feel that your fans, being almost an avant-garde type, or as you said, art school students, having what you do, the Chikara fans, as you guys said, are kind of blended together. But what about the talent? What did the talent think about this? It was like comic book heroes against movie monsters. I mean, would the Chikara talent actually embrace?
Well, the Chikara talent actually played a role in it because, behind the scenes, when I just thought, I was bringing in kaiju monsters for the entertainment of the people of Philadelphia. Meanwhile, back, in the background, in the shadows, you had Ultramantis Black double dealing with Dr. Cube over this Eye of Tyr relic, which is rumored to have these mystic powers. And this was all going on, completely to my, I was completely unaware of all of this. And then, one thing leads to another, and all of a sudden people are getting hypnotized.
There's some things I actually have to catch up on, and that's one of them.
What is the most illegal thing you've ever seen in wrestling?
The most illegal thing I've ever seen is in Kaiju Big Battle. What happened was, right in the middle of the match, Cycloptopus, who's of course the big green, he's like a one-eyed octopus. He pulls out a giant, humongous stopwatch, and he swung it back and forth, completely hypnotizing his opponent. I was appalled.
MaBo, come on back in. I'm good, hold on. Okay. I think MaBo's lost it, as well as other things.
No, it's sad is because I know exactly what he's talking about.
See, I just there's really, using a stopwatch to hypnotize someone is going way, way below the belt.
Well, what about remember the raccoon from Super Mario Brothers? I know it was called something else, but what if somebody ever used that to turn somebody to stone? I think that would be right up there with the stopwatch. I mean,
yeah, wow. Now you're getting all Greek mythology on me now.
I do apologize.
That's yeah, wow. That's some Clash of the Titans stuff right there.
Did you think for a second that we'd be covering everything from music?
That's epically evil.
Did you think when you first signed on for this that we'd probably hit everything from sci-fi to comic books to this?
No, I had no idea. Were you talking about The Wizard of Oz?
No.
Yes. Oh my God! You want to watch Jumanji? Now
Jumanji's cool.
That game? What about Kaiju Big Battle, the board game like that, and where everything was in play until the game ended? I'm just throwing that out there. You guys, you can use that.
Have you guys ever played Legends of Wrestling or Champions of the Galaxy? The Filthier games?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that. That's the greatest wrestling game of all time.
See, I got to go with Fire Pro Wrestling.
No, I mean, this isn't a video game. This is like a card dice rolling game.
Oh, okay. No, I remember what you're talking. I remember that because
it used to be if you open up like Pro Wrestling Illustrated, it would always be on the front page.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
Ad for it.
Yes.
It'd be like a bishop and his hand is on fire, and it would be like the future of wrestling. It's that game. It's like the greatest game of all time.
Oh God, I remember.
That's probably the wrestling world's greatest kept secret.
Now, if I can let's go and make a transition if I can, because like I say, Kaiju is something I really want to start reading up a little bit more on. I didn't know that it ran this deep, and that's my fault for not knowing.
Oh, it runs really. Actually, if you want to read up on Kaiju, we have a brand new graphic novel that we just released it.
Really?
We did kind of a Kickstarter type. They're not Kickstarter, but it was like Kickstarter, and we were able to raise enough money to compile all of the Kung Fu Chicken Noodle comic books that we had made. Which is it's a comic book. It's called Rogue, Soup, and Bug, and it's a parody of the Lone Wolf and Cub comics, except it's Kung Fu Chicken Noodle and the Baby Skydeviler. We had about maybe 5 issues of it, and we just compiled them all into a really cool graphic novel, and it's the whole story, and it's pretty deep stuff. I mean, it goes way, way, way back into the history of where Kung Fu Chicken Noodle and his enemies came from.
Now, slight segue. How many full events do you work with Chikara in any given year? Most? All? 90%?
Oh, all. 100%.
So you're all over the country.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite? What has been your?
I've only missed maybe 1 or 2 shows, I think, in the last 5 years.
Okay.
I think maybe only 1.
Now, what is your favorite area of the country to go to?
Chicago.
Windy City.
Chicago is such a great wrestling city. They love wrestling so much. They're a rabid crowd, and we had a couple of great experiences there.
Okay. And what really
first was at Logan's Arena. First was at Logan Square, which is where we're going to be in November, which is just a cool little kind of it's just a cool little kind of concert hall right in the middle of this awesome part of Chicago that has a lot of cafes and bars and restaurants, and it's just a really cool part of town. And the other show we did was the Ring of Honor show. We did it was called Synergy. It was us and Ring of Honor. And that was also an amazing show because we had an awesome crowd for our show. And then I got to actually work the Ring of Honor show. So later on that evening, I got to announce the Colony. So that was a really fun experience because that was a Ring of Honor crowd. And I've never performed in front of that type of audience before. The Chikara audience is very, very different.
Now, loaded question. Name 5 of your favorite characters to come through Chikara.
To come through Chikara, I would say, Manami Toyota, number 1.
Okay.
She's coming back too for King of Trios. She's going to be on the team with Mike Quackenbush's Jigsaw. And, she's the legend. She is, the greatest female. She really is the greatest female wrestler of all time. And that's pretty amazing. To even meet her and get to work with her. She's come back 3 or 4 times. So we're blessed to have her as sort of part of our extended family, I think. She's a huge, huge asset to us. Also, I would say, I would have to put Mecha Mummy up there. Mecha Mummy, and also he's from DDT, and also Kota Ibushi, who is a huge Kaiju Big Battle fan.
Now,
Kota Ibushi was quoted on Japanese television as saying his New Year's resolution was to fight the monsters of Kaiju Big Battle. So so it was cool to meet. It was really cool to meet him. Of course, I can't forget X-Pac. Sean Waltman, 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Right.
Give me a break, man. How cool was that? I got to do 3 shows with him, and that was amazing. And then I would also say Johnny Saint from England. What an incredible, I went from someone who wasn't even aware of who Johnny Saint was to instantly a humongous fan and admirer.
It's always cool when that happens. Now, there's always a flip side of that coin, but running a parallel on that question, noting the number of different national talents that y'all have had come through at any given time on any given show for Chikara. Everybody always has the reputation that precedes them, and you always have a tendency to be a little bit leery every once in a while when you get advance notice. And if there was somebody where you may have had a little bit of shaky intel coming in, and they all of a sudden turned out to be one of the coolest people in creation, who would you?
Well, I'm not too aware of any. Whenever someone comes in, I never know what to expect because I'm so out of the loop. You know what I mean? I kind of come from a different sort of background, and a lot of the workers know a lot more than I do when a wrestler comes in, and I kind of just see everybody as a brand new person, brand new face. When Sean Waltman came in, I know that he's had many different stories about Sean Waltman, and but my experience with him was that he was just 100% heart of gold. His passion for wrestling is absolutely as true as yours is, as true as mine is. Just a huge lover of wrestling. And it really came through that weekend, and he appreciated that weekend so much, just because of the love that was shared, the passion for wrestling that came out that weekend. And it was an emotional weekend, it was a really emotional weekend. So I would probably say Sean Waltman was, I didn't know what to expect. He was somebody that I'd seen on TV for years and years and years, and had no idea what he was going to be like. And he turned out to be a truly passionate individual, and I thought that was really cool.
Making a segue, setting it up, we're about 3 weeks out from one of the biggest events in Chikara, and that is going to be King of Trios. It's scheduled for September 14, 15, and 16. It's going to be based at the Palmer Center in Easton, Pennsylvania, 4100 Green Pond Road. A 3-day event that gets talked about more often than not by people who are really trying to make plans to see if they can get away to make their way into wherever the event's being held. Personally, coming out of Birmingham, I could make it for the 15th, 16th. I would love to find a way to make it up there, God willing. However, I have to say this. There's always a little bit of curiosity from people who don't know that much about Chikara when you hear the words King of Trios. And I have to sit down and I'll explain what I know of the Trios format. Now, I know A, B, C, D, but I'm sure there's more than I can relay out there. If you want to do it, if you were to encapsulate the basis for the KOT,
sure,
to the average fan,
sure,
what would that be?
Well, I mean, King of Trios weekend is just it's like a world within itself. It's its own institution, and it's sort of like I'm sort of like your tour guide. You know, I'm the guy who's worked at Disney World for like 25 years, and I know all the underground tunnels, and I know all the secrets and all the magic behind King of Trios. And the coolest thing about King of Trios is every single year there is always a big surprise. We always come out and shock you in one way or another. So you can always expect something big to go down at King of Trios. The format basically it changes. It changes slightly year to year, but basically night one is the night that you get to see everybody. You get to see every team, all the trios, in their first round matches. So night one is a really cool night because you kind of get to see a little bit of everybody.
Right.
And then night two is always when things start to take shape. You know, when you start to see what happens. That's usually when there's a big surprise. You know, there's maybe an upset. You know, something that you didn't see coming. A big win. You know, and also on night two, I think you also get some surprise matches as well, which is also extremely cool. And then night three, always the biggest night because of course that's the final. So everybody wants to see who is going to be crowned that year's King of Trios. So that's the biggest night automatically. But there's also the tag team gauntlet, which has been a tradition. The tag team gauntlet is amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Are you guys familiar with it?
Oh, I'm very much familiar with it, Gavin. Because
we've had as many as 16 teams competing, one after the other. And the cool thing is in Chikara, in order to get a shot at the tag team belt, you have to accumulate 3 points. And if you're in this tag team gauntlet and you manage to win the gauntlet and accumulate points, you can use them towards a title shot. So two guys could come from some other promotion, SECW out of North Carolina, and walk in and take home 3 points and get a title shot.
Very cool. Now,
also in the past, we've had the Rey de Voladores tournament, which is the King of the High Flyers, and that is a tournament within a tournament. So it's almost like in the play Hamlet by Shakespeare, when they have the play within the play. That's sort of that's how I see the Rey de Voladores, like a tournament within the tournament. So there's so much that goes on King of Trios weekend that it can kind of make your head spin.
MaBo, come on in.
Well, Gavin, there's one thing, and I'm sure you didn't omit it. We just haven't touched upon it. But it's sort of your WrestleMania weekend gathering for the fans, the conclave.
Yeah, the fan conclave on Saturday. How could I forget the fan conclave? Jeez. What am I thinking? Yeah, the fan conclave is amazing. In the past, we've done Chikaraoke, which is my specialty. Karaoke is my passion. Chikara takes their karaoke very, very seriously, and if any other wrestling leagues would like to compete with us in some sort of karaoke league, we're up for it, definitely. So the conclave was a great place to have the fans come in and sing karaoke with the stars of Chikara, which was really fun. To sing "Don't Stop Believing" with Crossbones. That's always a good time.
The original or the Glee version?
Oh, brother.
You know, Sunfly has that discount.
I've never seen Glee. I've never seen it. I gotta have to make that confession right now.
I've seen.
And it's not even. And it's not that I'm not a musical theater person. I'm a musical theater person, but I've never seen Glee.
No, the reason why I was asked, well, I've seen 3 episodes, two of which I deeply regret seeing them because the way they butchered the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm old enough to say that and get away with it. But there's when Sunfly released the.
So, wait, Eddie, are you telling me that your karaoke go-to is Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
Oh, no way.
All right, hold on. Before you guys continue, Wick, you want to? Me and you just go ahead and powder out, and we'll let them two go back and forth about their musical exploits and their karaoke. Because I'm going to go ahead, because Gavin, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I've been over here chiding Eddie silently not to say anything, and Wicked, get ready to laugh because I know you're going to. Eddie, not only is he cast in the role of commissioner at a local promotion here in Alabama, he also DJs and karaoke's for a living. How many nights a week, Eddie?
3 nights now.
3 nights a week. So when you said so when you said karaoke, his eyes lit up. So if you two want to go ahead and start a budding bromance about karaoke, me and Wicked, we're going to go powder out, and you guys go ahead and start your bromance.
No, actually, I do host on 3 different nights at 3 different locations. Plus, I DJ at a couple other clubs around the Birmingham metropolitan area. In addition to work with a pro wrestling promotion down here in the Central Alabama area.
Wow, well, we have quite a bit in common, Eddie.
And plus, I've had the honor of doing everything from Top 40 radio to active rock radio, and I've had a lot of fun doing those over the years. I've gotten away from terrestrial for the most part because I just got sick and tired of the way that PDs and GMs play politics, and that's a complete shoot. No, that's I don't know if you called it or not.
How about listener-sponsored radio?
Depending.
You down with that?
Depending on it, as long as we're able to stay true to the mission statement behind the station itself.
Yeah.
Because
all right.
The reason being because
are you familiar with the Pacifico Network?
Say it again.
The Pacifica Network?
Honestly, no.
Oh, no, Pacific Radio. Oh, you know, it's just they're just several listener-sponsored radios. It's out of San Francisco, but the one I work for is in here in New York called WBAI.
Okay, I'll have to check it out sometime.
And you know, it is, and you know, terrestrial radio is rough. Like, you know, I mean, the average listener is like 60 years old. So definitely, I don't know, it's definitely dying art form.
Yeah, I didn't know if you caught the reference or not when I made the when you said "Don't Stop Believing" when I brought out the Sunfly version of that had the Glee cut on it. But yeah, I've done business with everybody from Sound Choice to Chartbusters to Sunfly Legends, Music Maestro over the years. You know, Sony, Pioneer, all of the above. But over the years, I bought my way into probably one of the biggest arsenals, but I don't claim to have the biggest. I just say that I've got a good one. God, that almost came out wrong. However, we had Mike Quackenbush, the founder of Chikara, on in one of the previous days, and we actually had a running gag about karaoke, making the statement that if y'all ever made it down this way, we'd make arrangements and I would come set up the rig.
And they will be down this way.
I'm pretty sure Mike Quackenbush will definitely sing "Walking in Memphis" by Mark Cohen.
I can definitely arrange that.
I didn't know he sang "Walking in Memphis." That would be cool to hear Quack sing that.
He'd do it for you guys.
Who? Okay, on the aside from yourself and Crossbones, because I know Crossbones has a lovely singing voice. Plus, I have several friends up in the Northeast area. You know, Yolanda with Gimmick Tees, and Wiggly Cito.
I'm good friends with Yolanda.
Oh, I love Yolanda to death. And Wiggly Cito. I'm not sure if he still makes it out to the Chikara shows, but he told, you know, they always report back with just rave reviews of the Conclave. But aside from yourself, and I know you mentioned Crossbones, who would you say has the best singing, the best karaoke skills in Chikara?
Wow. In Chikara history, like the greatest Chikara
of all
karaoke
time
performance ever, hands down, and possibly the greatest karaoke performance of all time would definitely be great Sasuke performing "It's My Life" by Bon Jovi. That was definitely that was legitimately one of the greatest moments in karaoke history, and I feel I can say something like that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely, you know, I try to make plans every year, but financially it never works out. King of Trios. Let's hop back into that.
Come back over to the mic.
I'm back over the.
There
Sorry,
you go.
I'm looking at the computer at the same time. I'm actually in studio for once. So now of all the teams listed, and there's quite a few. You got your Chikara faithful. The Spectral Envoy. You got the Colony. And let me go ahead and ask you, Loudon, just Gavin, just me and you. Forget Eddie. Forget Wicked. What was Wink thinking when he split up the Colony and the Swarm and then integrated them together? I know he's got that weird mathematical crap, but what's going on with that?
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the question again?
What was Wink thinking when he split up the Swarm and the Colony and then allowed them to come back together?
Oh, that's all part of the Chikara Barometrics program that he's integrated now. It's some sort of weird algorithm, or I'm not really a math person, but he's come up with a system for the most efficient trios, and he's gone ahead and put together some pretty outrageous teams. One being 3.0 and Gran Akuma, for instance. A team that on paper kind of doesn't really make any sense. But you can't really argue with statistics, I think Wink used to be an economist.
Yeah, I've looked over some of, I've had some of my more intelligent friends, because face it, I'm not very good at math. They've even tried to figure out what he's done, and they can't do it. But like I said, you've got some of the, the Chikara faithful, you've got the throwbacks. With the addition of Mr. Touchdown, Sugar Dunkerton not in it. They added Mr. Touchdown, but you got the Spectral Envoy. You got the Colony, so to speak. Quack Jig and Manami. The Bateri is going to be in it, and then you've got some of the new addition. Ring of Honor sending their contingency in. Your personal opinion: who stands out the most, and who stands the best chance of winning?
That's a tough one. I tend to go against the grain a little bit when I predict. A lot of people would maybe go with one of the teams that have been in the tournament before, but I'm going to go with the Sendai girls. Mako Satomura and the sisters, because they really blew my socks off when I saw them. When they came and they visited, when we saw the Joshi girls coming, and they came in December, and then they came and they visited us again at Anniversario, and really tore the house down. I've never seen three tougher girls, actually.
Now, I'm taking a look at some of the listings and the teams that are coming in for KOT 2012. And you've got a lot that the Chikara fan base is going to easily know. And you've got a lot of teams coming in that aren't traditionally identified with an organization such as Chikara. Case point, let's go ahead and call it straight on out. The Extreme Trio, Jerry Lynn, Two Cold Scorpio, and Tommy Dreamer. You've seen them in many different environments. And of course, I believe they're aptly nicknamed the Extreme Trio. How well do you feel a team such as this would function in a KOT environment?
I think they're going to function really well. These are guys who are, the veterans of our industry. They're definitely going to be a little maybe thrown off by some of the weird rules, because I don't know if you are aware, but we go by Lucha Libre rules, which means when you roll out to the floor, that's the same thing as a tag.
Right.
Little things like that might throw off their game here and there. But I think for the most part, a lot of them, I think like the Two Cold Scorpio, they have experience with the trios wrestling, and it's all part. It's all in my opinion, it's all teamwork. It's how well you know each other. That's why I'm going with the Sendai girls, because they train together. They know each other really well. Two of them are sisters, so their communication is going to be on point.
And MaBo, come on in.
All right, now, Gavin, I was looking over it, and the submission squad, there's not 3 but 4 gentlemen on that team. Now, how is that going to work out?
Geez, well, that's not really what a trio is. Maybe there's some sort of bizarre rule for, like like a free bird rule.
Yeah, because I was looking over. It's like I thought maybe one of them was a manager of some sort, but it does appear that all four are listed as an active team, and I was just that kind of caught my attention. Is that kosher?
Yeesh, that's a weird one. I guess we're gonna have to find out what I've only seen the submission squad once when they came down for a previous King of Trios show, and yeah, I mean they're pretty devious from what I remember. So I'm sure they've got something up their sleeve.
And
for sure.
And Gavin, I have to know, will the infamous hat of substitute wrestlers be there in case somebody's unable to make it? Because
absolutely. Oh, that is, that's a for sure.
Dude, I love that.
That rule. That no matter who our director of fun is, that is definitely. Do that. We're going to draw him from the hat, much like they do at Hogwarts.
Oh, a little sorting hat action there.
Yeah, well, we sorted out all right.
Yes, and I'm telling you, some of the past instances with the hat and the names that were called, I've loved it. It's awesome.
Wicked, come on back in.
Sorry, I had been on mute for a few minutes. Yeah. Now, is there anything that has happened so far that you have just thought, wow, I don't know how this is going to work, and it ended up working? Something you thought was maybe too over the top?
In Chikara or Kaiju?
Either one of them.
Either one? I thought, in my opinion, I thought that our first internet pay-per-view, our first iPay-per-view, High Noon, I thought that was definitely a big undertaking. I was very nervous about how that was going to turn out, and it turns out that it was a huge success, and we went better than we planned. So that was a pleasant one right there.
How was it to have an E60 there?
You mean the ESPN thing for Kaiju?
Yeah.
That was also bizarre because they didn't tell us what they were doing really. They just they said, "Hey, we're from ESPN, blah blah blah. We just want to shoot a couple things." And they shot some footage of some monsters. And then we didn't hear from them for weeks and weeks. And then all of a sudden, months and months later, all of a sudden there's this piece on ESPN. All my friends are calling me and telling me that they've seen this thing on TV, and it just came out of the blue. It was really pretty shocking.
Well, the thing about that is, honestly, whenever I found out you were coming on, I didn't know who you were, and then when I went and watched the E60 piece earlier, I knew exactly who you were because you kind of stood out in that. I don't know if you are aware of this, but when that come out, there was actually a petition to change your name to Loud and Awesome. I don't know if you're aware of that. Obviously, you were not aware that is the honest to God truth. For some reason, everybody latched onto that. People were.
Are you saying I have to wear? I'm saying I have to wear black underwear with the words "awesome" across the back.
I don't know. I'm just saying it happened. That just happened, or it did happen a while back. But it was just really weird because if you ever saw everything leading up to that, they would just throw out bits and pieces of it, and you're like, "What is this?" Because I was not familiar at the time with it. But it just seems like that there's a few things that maybe you were like, well, maybe this wouldn't happen, and then all of a sudden it got huge. So that's why I was asking about that.
Hey, Gavin, got a question.
Yes.
I know we're heading for the top of the hour, folks. We're 1 minute after the top of the hour, live Beyond Ringside Sunday night. Fast Eddie Layne, MaBo, Mark Bowman, Wicked Nemesis on live with the voice of Chikara, Gavin Loudspeaker. And Gavin, we have a very special challenge that we'd like to throw out to you. It is called the Lightning Round. It is a 3-minute segment where there are no wrong answers. It's always the first thing that pops into your head. Are you up for it?
This sounds very rough, but I will give it my best shot.
MaBo, do the intro.
Wait, like the official intro or the question?
The official intro.
We have an official intro?
The one you did last time.
I don't remember that one.
Fake it like you
Yes,
did.
you do.
Oh, okay.
The Tim Horner.
Oh, yeah. Shush. Gavin Loudspeaker. Are you ready for the White Lightning, Tim Horner, Lightning Mike Quackenbush lightning round?
I am ready like Thunder Liger.
Oh, we got an additional name now?
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Loudspeaker officially enters into the lightning round. Gavin, you get to pick the next ant name. What would it be?
Shopping ant.
MaBo.
Have you ever used your hair for spearfishing?
No, but I have speared someone in the eye with it.
Wicked.
Greatest movie monster ever.
That would be the Titanosaur.
Arnell
From
Pineda.
Mechagodzilla.
Arnell Pineda or Steve Perry? You pick.
I'm sorry, what was the first one?
Arnell Pineda or Steve Perry? You pick.
Oh, Steve Perry.
MaBo.
Jervis Cottonbelly or Darkness Crabtree? Most crotchety old man.
Darkness Crabtree is the most crotchety man of all time.
Wicked Nemesis.
Dr. Doom or Dr. Cube?
Did you say Husker Du?
Nice.
Dr. Doom.
I'll take Husker Du over Dr. Cube.
Doris Roberts from Everybody Loves Raymond or Betty White? Who has the better sex tape?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go with Betty White, although I can't. I'm going to say that's a sight unseen.
MaBo.
Dr. Cube, has he ever been confused for Jell-O?
No, but if you have a couple Jell-O shots, you're going to confuse a lot of stuff for Dr. Cube.
Wicked.
In the movie of your life, who plays Loud Noxious?
Oh, wow. You know, I'm going to have to say a very, very young Al Pacino. Like Serpico era.
Voltron. The Season 1 Megazord from the Power Rangers. Or Optimus Prime. Who is most likely to get cavity searched at LaGuardia Airport?
That's going to be Voltron, because he's got 5 carry-ons.
MaBo.
Where do you get your awesome belt buckles?
You know, I got a guy over here in Brooklyn that I go to, and he's originally from Kathmandu, and he hammers the knot himself. It's pretty amazing.
Wicked.
What is your favorite song of all time?
Wow, that's a rough one. I'm going to go with maybe Fagin by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Noticing that neither MaBo or Wicked have jumped on this, I have to do it based on an interview we did last week. Deadliest object in humankind, the beard of Grizzly Redwood or Dan Severn's mustache?
Wow. Those are two pretty disgusting things. I'm going to go ahead and say the afro of Sugar Dunkerton.
Oh! MaBo!
I don't even know if I could follow that up. I've totally lost my question now.
Right.
Oh, has anyone ever suffered any horrible allergic reaction to Dust O'Bunny?
Yes. That would be Kaiju Senior Official Jingy, which is why he's no longer with Kaiju.
Wicked.
Hold on, I'm texting Sugar. Skip me. How would Dan Severn's mustache, Grizzly Redwood's beard, and Sugar Dunkerton, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's afro fare in Kaiju Big Battle?
Oh. I thought you were going to say King of Trios on that one.
Our referee Jingy had a pretty sick mustache himself. I would put his mustache up against Dan Severn, and maybe if we could get Freddie Mercury's mustache in there too, we'd have a new trio team.
Ooh, that rocks! Hold on, I like that concept.
The Mustache Riders.
Oh,
Riders on the Born.
Oh, as he throws the pin down one more time. Scariest concept for an expanded KOT team? Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Wow. that's unfortunate. I would much rather see like a team of 5, like a Spice Girls, like 5 teams.
Last round, MaBo.
Who would you say would be the better cook? A team consisting of Kaiju Big Battle Monsters or a team from Chikara Locker Room? Who would you say could bring up a better 5-course meal?
I am going to go with Kaiju Big Battle because what we've got is, of course, you can start off with some Kung Fu chicken noodle soup. You can have a side order of some plantains. Then you can have a giant waffle named French toast. And, that's pretty much right there, a 4-course meal almost.
Wicked, last round.
Now, I have to ask this. Now, obviously, Yo Gabba Gabba is a ripoff of Kaiju Big Battle. or a parody. I'm not saying a parody. Now, you against DJ, who wins?
I'm sorry, which one?
You and DJ, the MC they have, you against him in the battle, who wins?
Oh, right. Yeah, I would take him apart.
You heard that, Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, limb from limb, and then Dusto Bunny would mop up the floor with the bones of Broby.
Jeez. And the final question: at King of Trios 2012, who would you actually pay to not do a karaoke version of Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen? The Faces of Pain, the Extreme Team, or Osaka Pro?
I would walk around with a hat and take a collection to make sure Chuck Taylor doesn't sing anything at all.
Oh, he went over for Fist.
He said he don't want Chuck. He doesn't want the Kentucky Gentleman singing at all. You heard that, sweet Chucky T.
And ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Loudspeaker has just completed the lightning round. We could have done the Von Gruber. Okay. I need that sound effect. I really do. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming back on point. You've heard us make references to it in more ways than one. For those of you listening live and catching us on the replay, it is going to be a great weekend of Chikara action. King of Trios, there is nothing like it. I've had a chance to catch 3 different editions on DVD. September 14, 15, and 16 in Easton, Pennsylvania. Makers of some of my favorite baseball bats. At the Palmer Center, 4100 Green Pond Road. Now, Friday and Saturday nights, Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th, bell time is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Sunday has a special bell time of 4 o'clock p.m. Now, real quick, Gavin, how can people get a hold? What's the easy way for people to get tickets for the event?
Well, the easiest way is to go to ChikaraPro.com. Get your tickets right off the web. Don't get shut out because last minute that could be a big crowd. It could sell out easily, especially the Conclave because it's like limited admission. But if you're in the area and you want to stop by and take your chances at the door, by all means, be my guest because we want everybody to be a part of what is truly the biggest tournament in the entire world of pro wrestling. Period. It's something that no one else can make that claim. We're the only ones who do it, and we do it the best. No one does it like Chikara. King of Trios is our centerpiece. It's going to be an amazing weekend, like it always is. I cannot wait to bring in all these incredible talent, the Warlord, the Barbarian, and Ming from the WWE, of course the ROH team, the ECW guys, the girls from Japan, and of course our own homegrown Chikara talent. It's going to be one more for the ages.
I mean, you're going to get a chance to see not only pure homegrown Chikara talent, you're also going to get a chance to see national touring names, people that you've seen on national television broadcasts, as well as, like I said, you get a chance to see the best of Chikara for 3 nights. And this is one you really don't want to miss. If you're in the area, this is one to definitely check out. Be sure to keep your eyes open on ChikaraPro.com. That's CHIKARA Pro.com. They're going to have the full lineups as well as the first round matchups coming up. There is some ticket information that is available up on the website. Now, how can people find you personally?
Well, you can definitely get in touch with me on Twitter at Loud and Noxious.
You run that all together? L-O-U-D-E-N Noxious?
L-O-U-D-E-N-N-O-X-I-O-U-S. Also, you can follow the exploits of Kaiju Big Battle at KAIJU.com. There's a lot of big things that are happening with Kaiju in the next year as well. So please be on the lookout for that. And you can find me at every single Chikara show doing the ring announcing, and you can always feel free to come up and talk to me anytime because, I love chatting with the fans. I'm always happy that they come out.
Do me a favor real quick. MaBo, come on back in one more time.
Well, I was just going to say, Gavin, when you guys get everything full swing for your 2013 season, if we do survive the Mayan apocalypse, for Kaiju, definitely, we'd love to have you back on for Kaiju.
I would love to come back on and talk about Kaiju. Like I said, there's a lot of, I heard that Dr. Cube is up to some pretty devious things in 2013, so just be on the lookout for that, and know that monsters are real and danger can happen. You're gonna need this advice to stay alive.
Wicked Nemesis, real quick, one more time with Gavin Loudspeaker.
That is one of the greatest lines ever. Monsters are real and danger can happen. But I gotta first of all thank you for coming on. But I have talked about Kaiju the entire time, so I'll ask a Chikara question really quick. Has Sugar Dunkerton ever come up to you or Chuck Taylor and ever asked you guys why all these black exploitation films are starting to become around, and why is he not in it? Has he had that conversation with you?
He's always complaining about something, but I think if it were up to Sugar, he'd have his own movie by now and his own TV show. But the guy, he's got a big head because he's got so many groupies, So that'll definitely inflate your ego.
Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest at this time, Gavin Loudspeaker.
But Sugar Dunkerton, I'm gonna say it right now. Sugar Dunkerton would be a pretty kick-ass chap.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. I hate to do it. I didn't realize so much time had gotten away with us. I want to thank you for being so generous with your time this evening. Folks, we're going to go ahead and take it to the top of the hour break. A little bit late on this one, but I want to give a very special thank you. The voice of Chikara right now, Gavin Loudspeaker, has just gone Beyond Ringside, and we'll be back on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network right after this.
Get ready for a wall-to-wall rock show. Don't stop believing. Journey. At Benatar. We are strong. Love is a battle. Loverboy. Everybody's working for the weekend. Any way you want, that's the way. This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. We will be invincible. Journey. Good to yourself. At Benatar. Don't you mess around. Loverboy. This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Reserve seats are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Journey's Eclipse CD. Available only at Walmart. For VIP ticket packages and more, go to journeymusic.com.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
It is with sound mind and body that I, James Fredericks III, after fighting with all direct family members for decades, leave my entire fortune of $32 million to the one friend I had in the end, the package delivery guy, Matt Songer.
Woohoo! Yeah! I had a feeling about this. I'm rich! Oh, this cannot be happening.
Actually, it's not happening.
What?
And it never will.
I don't get it.
There aren't even people here. That's just one of those murmuring sound effects.
Seriously?
Listen, if you want to have money in your future, don't rely on luck. Put $10 away each month. Cook once in a while instead of eating out.
Okay.
Pay down your high-interest credit cards.
Right.
Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow.
So, no inheritance?
No. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas.
Feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
And just to be clear, no inheritance, right?
8. I deliver your Sunday paper every week.
7. We work on the same floor.
1 in 8 Americans is struggling with hunger.
6. Our kids walk to school together every day,
including millions of children and seniors.
5. We chat in the elevator at work sometimes.
4. I'm your cashier at the grocery store.
Who's the 1 in 8 in your life that needs help? You can make a difference through Feeding America at feedingamerica.org/1 in 8. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest for RAD. Over 300 people in this country are killed every week by a drunk driver. That's the equivalent of 2 747 plane crashes every single week. And the problem isn't going away unless we all do our part to stop it. So if you see someone who's about to drive after drinking, get the keys. Don't leave it up to anyone else. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Most days go by without a whole lot of surprises. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life, as you know it, has completely turned on its head? Would you be prepared? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Ozzy Osbourne. For many years, you know I've had a drink problem, and I'm trying to battle that problem every single day. But one thing I don't do, I don't...
There's a shot.
And really. Well, I don't even know what they're. I just agreed. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside live Sunday night, 20 minutes after the top of the hour. Fast Eddie Layne in the vault in the Full Range Entertainment Studios. Joining me actually live in studio for a change, Mark MaBo Bowman.
Yeah, we just wrapped up an interview with Gavin Loudspeaker, who I'm going to say could be an alternate, younger version of Fast Eddie Layne if things were different. He is. I'm not going to say he's not the Bizarro Eddie, because the Bizarro Eddie would never talk or put himself over. So he's not the Bizarro Eddie, but he is definitely an alternate universe Edward.
We can go with that. Wicked Nemesis, come on back in.
The new 52 Eddie Layne.
The new 52.
Oh God, don't start on the new 52.
God.
No. It's the new 52 now, right?
Yeah, well, it's the DC. Yeah, DC New 52. The only book. Oh, thank God. We're gonna get comic books for a second.
Go ahead.
Rob Liefeld is leaving DC.
No.
Dude, Liefeld sucks.
Yes.
His art. He actually had enough nerve to sit there and say that I stopped reading Grifter and I stopped reading Deathstroke when I found out he was going to be drawing and writing, and he had enough nerve to say that the reason why the sales on Grifter didn't go up when he was writing was because they were still using the same stale artist. I'm sorry, Rob Liefeld's been drawing the same way since 1990. He hasn't changed. Things still look like it. Go pick up an issue of Deathstroke right now. He looks like a padded up version of how he had Cable or Shaft from Youngblood. People have tiny feet, big boobs, huge shoulder pads, and guns. So Rob Liefeld can suck it. All right? I was going to try to piss off another wrestling company in this segment. No, this is the new segment. We're having a new segment. It's called What Company Can MaBo Piss Off? All right? Well, you know what? It's not going to be wrestling this week. It's going to be Rob Liefeld, the douchiest douche in douchedom. All right? So he can suck it. Rob Liefeld, with his tiny feet and big guns and big boob, squinty-eyed drawings, can suck it. So suck it, Liefeld.
Now, for someone who has been out of the loop for comic books over the last 2 years.
Two?
More.
Drink
Two.
3 mints in one.
Shut up.
Dude, you haven't picked up a comic since the Golden Age. You still think Alan Scott's the Green Lantern?
No, actually, I thought it was John Stewart.
The white guy? The little white Jew?
No.
Oh. You know Alan Scott in the new DC 50
is gay.
He's the fruity man.
I thought he was married in the original.
He was. Not only was he married, but he had 2 kids. He had Jade, who got killed. Thanks, Kyle Rayner. And then he had Obsidian, who went crazy and was gay. So that doesn't really go with Glad. So, but yeah, the puffy red shirt, green spiky cape. I have a ring, and my vulnerability is wood. I'm just gonna say.
I think that's a load of crap to change a endearing character such as Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and just completely and totally. I'm sorry, revisionist history sucks in my opinion.
Well, look, I mean,
enduring. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, he's not really. Not
Golden Age.
I was a huge fan.
Jordan or Kyle Rayner or John Stewart and made them gay. They made John Stewart badass on Justice League. Can I just say that?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
They actually
He's like
had him.
the Shaft. Boy, let me tell you something. Phil Lamar, awesome.
Same thing over on Young Justice.
Oh, and the thing is with they've actually kind of amped up the intensity of John Stewart in the new series. Actually, they sort of did before they flipped over. He was the one that killed MaBo, the biggest Green Lantern in the world.
Yes.
Right.
But he had to.
Well, yeah, because he was
producing all the rings.
I
And he
know.
was making just random people Green Lanterns. It'd be like if a Green Lantern landed with if a Green Lantern ring landed outside with me, I'm not grabbing it. Because if a Red Lantern or Sinestro, of course, that's going to come to me. I don't think a Green Lantern would come to me, but
So basically, what you're saying is at that time Mogo was the equivalent of someone who a legitimate trainer in Alabama producing wrestlers. Is that what you're trying to say?
that was like a guy that is called Untrainable by Adam Roberts, who everybody hates. Well, not everybody. I kind of like the guy.
I like
him. But you know how some of these guys are.
Oh yeah.
They go out and they claim to be. Well, I did this, this, and this, and you're out training.
Yeah.
You barely trained. You trained for 3 months.
And
that was it.
They were Mogo.
Yes, you're exactly right.
But no, I mean, they made John. Like I said, John Stewart. He took an Indigo Lantern staff and funneled a Black Lantern ring through it and blew up Mogo. And then
think about that.
Yes, blew up Mogo, the guy who heals lanterns, the guy who produces the rings. Or does he produce them? I know he sends them out. I think he just sends them out.
No. He just sends them out. He doesn't produce them.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy, and he just blew him up.
Yeah.
So and then he caught crap from it. Like all the other lanterns were like, "You killed him," and he's like, "Do you not understand? If I didn't kill him, we would have 1,000 insane lantern rookies killing us and killing each other." So, but yeah, he still carries over into the new 52. But the only book that I'm thoroughly enjoying, because they've jizzed all over my Teen Titans, not like I did last week.
I knew he'd say it.
I love Teen Titans. They've screwed that up, but I'm sticking by it. They've definitely screwed up Green Arrow.
Oh,
but
God.
I am looking forward to the Arrow TV show when it comes on.
Is Bob's Comics open right now?
No, Bob don't open on Sundays.
Well, he sucks.
I don't understand why. Just about every
the hell does he think he is, Chick-fil-A?
Exactly. No, he's just an old guy, a grumpy old man. Bowman, I don't want you to give me no promotions or anything on there.
I'm gonna have to drop over to Bob's Comics.
But the one standout book to me, and I would have never picked this up in the past, All-Star Western starring Jonah Hex.
Nice.
No, I can't stand that.
What?
Because it's like they took all. Jonah Hex is a standalone. It's I almost cussed. I do that when you can tell when I get past it, because I almost dropped the F-bomb. That is my go-to.
What is your issue with it?
My whole thing with Jonah Hex should be by himself. I understand he's a Western. They bring in these Western characters, But they started bringing, zombieism into that. It's just, I mean, there's
crap.
There does have to be zombies everywhere.
Wait. What zombieism? I mean, how far along are you?
Maybe I'm back a little bit. I mean, I just pick up comics here and there. And,
well, I mean, they've never really done like. I mean, right now because it takes place in old Gotham.
Yeah.
And he's got the founder of the Arkham Asylum, sort of.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, I don't think Jonah Hex should be anywhere around us. I think he should be out in the open. That's what made me a fan of Jonah Hex back in the day. Is it was this disfigured badass, almost like a Western version of Batman
or Ghost Rider.
But it was more. Oh, don't ever compare him to Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, no, hell no. Ghost Rider's Ghost Rider. There's never going to be another Johnny Blaze. Now, but Jonah Hex is kind of spread out, and that's what I liked about it. You can't confine a cowboy to the city.
Well, I mean,
sorry. This is like urban cowboy Jonah Hex.
Well, no, see, well, if you pick up the first few issues, all Jonah does is gripe and fuss. He's like, I don't want to be in this city. There's too.
Yeah,
creepy.
but exactly. Now, Jonah would be like that.
Well, and that's how he was. But I mean, what kept him was he kept coming. I mean, it's not like he's staying in Gotham anymore. It's just you don't see what happens, in between the issues. He has to go back to it, and he keeps running into Amadeus Arkham, and what I love about it is that the Waynes are there. The Wayne family is established. The Cobblepots,
Oswald Cobblepot.
Yes, or Dan Sawyer. The Penguin's great grandfather is the mayor of Gotham. And the thing is though is what Jonah is there fighting and dealing with 9 times out of 10 is the followers of the religion of crime in the crime Bible. So, and that's where it got its start, was in Gotham. And in like I said, Wick, I don't know how far you're in, but they're even, I would say, like Selena Kyle's great-great-grandmother or something, she has something to do with it. But it's really just Jonah. They went to New Orleans and they ran into Cinnamon and Nighthawk. And they did a kind of a shtick there. Why are you guys laughing? You know what?
No. I understand it. I'm laughing because
that's why he's laughing.
I'm with you.
It's just all these. It's like they were like, okay, you know what we like about Jonah Hex? Nothing. Let's put Jonah Hex in Gotham and everybody and have all these descendants. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I know, but they're actually. I've read some from coming up from Diamond. They're moving away from Gotham, but you got to realize they just hit 1 year with the DCU, so they're still working on. And I like some of the backup stories. Like they did the first one they did was El Diablo. And the last one I read was Batlash. And Batlash, for those who don't know, whenever I see Batlash, I think of the late, great Jerry Reed. And I don't know why. But he's like one of those guys. He would basically maybe be the equivalent of Val Kilmer's character in Tombstone, just without the syphilis or whatever he was dying from.
Doc Holliday was dying of freaking tuberculosis.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he's that way. He's the slow Southern drawl. Just, hey, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna play some cards. I'm gonna do my thing. And then everybody's like, we know what they mean by when they call him a dandy, and we're not talking about El Dandy. So, but yeah, and like when I saw that, I really actually started formulating a all-star Western movie in my mind, and I would love to bring in. I know we can't bring in Jerry Reed unless we had some really good special effects, voodoo.
Pretty much seance.
I would like somebody like Matthew McConaughey. I think would be like a great Batlash. You saw him as Zorro. Freaking bring in what's the dude? Antonio Banderas. Bring him in
Johnny
as
Depp.
I don't know. Depp's too.
Well, I mean, he's doing Zorro right now. So.
Oh, they're doing another remake of Zorro?
Yeah, they're doing another. I think he's doing Zorro. I know for a fact he's doing the Lone Ranger.
Yes, I know he's doing Lone Ranger.
They're doing a new Zorro.
Dude.
And I think he's supposed to be it.
Now, look, we've had Antonio Banderas remake Zorro. Can we have Johnny Depp remake, and Eddie, you're going to laugh, can we get Johnny Depp to remake Zorro, the Gay Blade? The one that Hamilton...
Yeah,
leathery Hamilton.
George
Hamilton. Yes. Can we get Johnny Depp to be both the swarthy Spaniard and then the gay Zorro, his twin brother? Can we do that? Can we have that?
But stop. We said you brought this up a minute ago, and I have to do it.
Well, the boys are thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana.
I love it.
Bring it back no matter what it
Did I karaoke this for a night you won one time?
You may have.
I know I did the Hannah Montana theme song.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. By the way, Gavin, I love you and everything, but if you down Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears, or the Spice Girls one more time,
it's going to be on.
You're not leaving Piedmont, Alabama alive. I don't care what kaiju monsters you have. I don't care what members of the Chikar are going to be there. I will take them out. You don't talk about, especially the Spice Girls. I watched it last night at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, we saw that on your Facebook
and I don't give a damn. All y'all can kiss my black ass.
I want to say this. I would love to see Mothra in kaiju, or a version of Mothra. And
I'm trying to think
Kaiju
if they
Big
have
Battle.
one. I'm trying to think if they have a Mothra-esque fellow.
I'm
really great.
He actually made one miscall when we were talking about the getting cavity searched at LaGuardia, because remember the season 1 Megazord from the Power Rangers had 5 carry-ons as well.
Yeah, but
I don't know anything about Power Rangers.
Voltron had a way better sword. Like,
well, true.
But Voltron left out Silverhawks. How can y'all leave out Silverhawks? Silverhawks.
Slightly metal, slightly real.
Yes.
Dude, I had Bluegrass and the Copper Kid growing up.
See,
that's great.
See, I have to break this one out because we're talking about the classic stuff. Number one, I actually used to find a way to watch the old Rangers back when it was originally the Japan series, because it was imported. Number two, the fact of the matter is, we're talking about the really cool theme songs. There was a animated cartoon. Gee, what a surprise. It was a cartoon called the Galaxy Rangers, which was kind of like a Western in space with the mechanical horses and everything else. And I thought that was cool as hell. But like I said, I was a kid at the time.
I remember Brave
I used to watch Battletoads, so leave me alone.
Battletoads versus Double Dragon.
Yeah, remember
Double Dragon.
MaBo's probably the one who really likes Eek the Cat.
No, that's you.
Hey.
No, I like the Thunder Lizards, dude.
Sharky.
I like the Thunder Lizards.
No, the only, I guess, predating Firefly space western I remember was Marshall Bravestar.
Kind of wonder if I can find that on
Buck
Amazon.
Rogers.
No, I never watched Buck.
Talk about the Gil Gerard version.
What?
I never watched. I had the action figures. I had was it Tweety, Beady Beady. Oh, Buck, Beady.
Buck Rogers was the original space western that I remember, besides Star Wars, because Star Wars is also like a space western and a Japanese soliloquy and an Italian sonnet all into one.
And a galactic civil war.
They actually have Galaxy Rangers on DVD now, so guess what? I will be getting that.
Hey, wait.
What about Guardians of the Galaxy being the new?
Yes.
Being one of the new ones. Now, come on, now. You mean tell me you're going to jump Black Panther? You're going to jump. I mean, I like the fact that Falcon is going to be in the new Captain America, because Jesus Christ, I mean, how can you have a Captain America without a Falcon?
Well, it's because Wesley Snipes is probably still in jail. So.
What?
True.
Dude, do you know who they're going to make Falcon? Who I think they should TI.
Are they really going
to? If T.I. is not going to be Black Panther, then he should definitely be Falcon.
I think he could pull off Black Panther better than he could Falcon.
Hey, Black Panther is like 6'3". T.I. is like 5'4".
Okay, make him Falcon.
But yeah, they are doing a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but not based on the old ones with Charlie 27 and Yondu.
I remember that.
No.
I still have some of those comics here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I sold mine. Why? Not because I needed the money, because they hurt my eyes. But no, this new group is like Star-Lord. I know Rocket Raccoon. Yes.
Yeah, they have to.
Groot.
What about the big ant?
Groot.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Groot. And what's funny was, dude, did you see the Avengers cartoon where they showed up?
Yes, I did, of course. And on them for canceling that.
I know. We're not going to get into that because we've already done that, and I don't want to get angry. But
the Avengers cartoon?
Yeah.
Got canceled?
Yes. Have you ever seen that? Okay, look. Let me just say something really quick. I was out of comic books for a long time. Young Justice, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love, because it's very well written. In fact, it's more well written than anything that a lot of the X-Men have done. It reminds me of the old X-Men cartoons from the 90s.
Okay.
But I love that song. But when you have like Adam Strange and you have all this, and they were bringing in all these characters, they were actually tying it into the comic book as it should have been, and then all of a sudden it just gets canceled, and it was very well received.
Wait, you talking about Young Justice?
My age. Yeah, not Young Justice, but
because you said Adam Strange and then you went straight to the
sorry. But Young Justice and also the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, are two very well written. And I've said this before, and my wife kind of agreed with it when she's watched a few episodes of it. If you watch that from the beginning, that's better well written than a lot of movies that come out and make millions of dollars, and a lot of the TV series that are on TV. I mean, it's awesome because they draw you in. Whether you're an older guy as myself and I have young kids, they've got something for everybody, and it just draws you in, and it's very well written. Those two cartoons.
Well,
and also not just Young Justice, but Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Well, those were really good. I mean, I liked it better when it was Justice League Unlimited because it expanded the cast.
Yeah.
But the reason why they're canceling Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes is because they're bringing in another Avengers cartoon, and it's going to be more related to the movie. It's going to be Hawkeye, but not comic book Hawkeye. It's going to be, well, I guess now he's comic book Hawkeye, but it's going to be the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye with the glasses, and it's going to be Hulk, and it's pretty much who you saw
right
in the movie.
In the movie,
they're making cartoon versions.
But see, as long as they don't do the same thing that they did with this particular series that just got dismissed, because I got tired of all the commercial breaks. I don't need to know how every character is drawn. It's great for like once a month, but when you're relying on it, that's a 4-minute segment that they could actually be using to do something. Well, oh my God, I sound like I'm bitching about WWE again.
Well, that's what they do. They do that with Ultimate Spider-Man, and they do that with the Avengers, and they're still gonna do it. But that's Disney, and But they're not taking up the cartoon time. If you DVR it and you look at your runtime, they factor that in as well as the cartoon. So they're not taking away from the cartoon.
To me, they are.
Well, I mean, they might be taking away from the attention sense, but as far as runtime, it's still the same length.
We have just totally lost all our regular viewers.
This officially went from MaBo pisses off another federation to MaBo pisses off Rob Liefeld to the whole cast says, screw you, we're not talking about wrestling, we're talking about comic books. Welcome to Beyond Marvel and DC.
No, we won't go there.
Beyond the pages.
Careful, we can do that. Look, we make no pretense about it. We talk all the way across the board. Now, we all have different definitions. And this is a good time to do this, going at 20 minutes before the top of the hour. We all have our own must-see, or must-read, or must-experience. Because we're three unique individuals. We are three very different people between Mark Bowman, Eddie Layne, and Wicked Nemesis. And, excuse me, the Wicked Nemesis. This is we're using the gimmick nickname and the real nicknames. The shoot name. Oh, damn, sorry. And
I can vouch he's not drinking anything over there.
He's not.
Tripping over his own words.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm drinking water right now, believe it or not.
Well, I feel like I've done a hit of acid after the Kaiju Big Battle. Not that I'm encouraging that, but if you ever do acid, make sure it's on sugar cubes or on sweet tarts. I'm just saying.
There you go. Now, see, here's the thing about it. If I would not mind, I would actually drive to North Carolina to catch the Chikara show. As opposed to, hey.
North Carolina?
They're going to be in North Carolina the next night.
All three King of Trios?
No.
Oh, we've moved past that.
Yes.
Okay.
Because remember, Chikara is coming to the state of Alabama, our home state, for the Big Freeze.
Really? It's the Deep Freeze.
I know.
You said the Big Freeze.
I know.
Or Mr. Freeze.
It's a bigger event than just a Deep Freeze. It's a Big Freeze.
I used to, when I was a little kid, I used to climb in our Deep Freeze.
At least I didn't say the Big Chill.
No,
dude,
what?
If we've learned anything from comic book movies, you can survive a nuclear blast. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Indiana Jones. By actually staying in a refrigerator. So
yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And survive the fall too.
Oh, don't even get me started on how you're going to survive stuff in Independence Day. Oh, really? That little metal door is going to protect your ass from a giant cauldron, a flamethrower coming down a tunnel?
Well, yeah, because fire doesn't know to go left or right; it just goes straight.
Straight, yeah. It doesn't hook a turn.
No,
it doesn't hang a U.
No, it doesn't hit a Louis. Anyway, wait, are we okay?
We were trying to get back into wrestling for a second there. We kept getting diverted.
All right, wrestling. Guys in tights rolling around, grunting and sweating. Yes.
Or women in tights rolling around, grunting and sweating.
Or we're men We're men in tights. Yes. Well, the forest looking for fights.
We're going to
We're
men.
We're men in tights. Always on guard, defending the people's rights. We may look like pansies, but don't tell us that, or else we'll put out your lights.
Watch what we say, or else we'll put out your lights.
Whatever, dude.
I think
I love that movie.
I think I just renewed my subscription to the Playboy channel for next month.
What does Men in Tights have to do with Playboy?
Not a damn thing, and happy for it. You got your vice, I got mine. Okay.
Yes. Pancakes and syrup.
Shut up, French toast sticks.
Telling you, like a shotgun. Anyway.
Whatever happened to Shotgun Saturday night? And why are they doing WWE Saturday Morning Slam?
I don't know, but like you cannot do any kind of submissions to the head or the neck, or any kind of like strikes to the head or the neck, because they don't want the little special kids to do it. You know what? I say let them do it. I want to see somebody slap a dragon sleeper on somebody else, and then I want Corky from Life Goes On to grab his little brother and lock it on and snap his neck. You know why? Because that's called evolution, kids.
Thinning the herd.
Thank you, Charles Darwin.
Or maybe Freight Train will actually put that move on. I'm Freight Train. I'm coming for you, choo-choo. That guy should not be in wrestling. That's all I'm saying.
That guy should not be breathing.
Hold on, let me see something.
What is Eddie doing?
Man, back at 7:33, Daryl popped in the chat room and said, yeah, Jason and the Wheeled Warriors.
That was a good show. I always wanted the action figures, though. Anyway, stop it, Daryl. We're trying to do this. Back to the wrestling.
Little by little. It's a gradual process.
Step by step.
Oh, no, no. Okay. I will mute your microphone. I don't give a flying darn. I almost dropped the F-bomb. Thank you, Wicked.
I'm telling you, dude. What was her name? She, the youngest daughter, not the little one, not the baby one, but what was her name? Alex or something? Anyway, the one that grew up. Oh, she was hot when she grew up.
Look, one thing that I meant to ask Gavin about KOT.
Well, we can call him. We got his number.
Probably. I got it. Yeah.
He's like, hold on, Gavin. Sorry, you're eating dinner. All right. Well, hold on. We'll let you finish.
Yeah, we never did really cover the factor that there are a lot more female competitors in here, like Team JWP.
We did that last week when Gavin wasn't on the air.
There you go. I mean, but to hear somebody from Chikara actually discussing that factor.
Well, we could talk to Jigsaw about it.
And Jigsaw is coming on with us
next week. Oh, did I? Spoiler alert.
There you go. Yeah, I was actually hoping we get that spoiler out there.
Well, I was, and shameless plugs.
Oh, we can do that too. Matter of fact, 15 before the top of the hour, Mark Bowman. Last call.
I want to read the dirty joke, but I have to clean it up.
You aren't on a damn porn site on my laptop.
No, okay. No, I'm on Twitter.
Oh, that's just as bad.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, MaBo.
What's the definition of trust?
Bad person to ask that question to. Go ahead.
Two cannibals giving each other fellatio.
Hey, there you go.
Hey-o.
MaBo, last call, damn it.
I thought that was my last call. Well, I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff. I'm still highly disappointed in Ring of Honor. There's just so much.
God's gift.
Yeah. Oh, God. No, still don't understand why WWE will not put NXT on United States on national television. They put it in other countries, and I don't know. I don't really have a last call, Eddie.
Okay.
I don't think. Oh, the wedding. I'll just say last.
Go ahead.
I was at a wedding, and I had my hair straightened, and Eddie, did it look good?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, thank you.
Joe Studley.
Yes, and I didn't mean to be antisocial. It's just you got to understand, this was outside on a lake, and my options were outside on a lake in August in the South, or inside in the air conditioning. Now, everybody who knows me knows how hairy I am and how large I am. And I'm not talking about in the crotchal region. So, what option do you think I made?
You stayed inside where the AC was.
Yeah, buddy. Because by the time I stepped out to start, giving away the bride, oh, my boobs were sweating. But it was a wonderful ceremony, and everybody who came out, rock and roll and stuff and things. And I really don't have anything else.
You're not even going to say congratulations to the married couple?
Well, yeah, I mean, I told him yesterday. But congratulations to pretty much, I consider my sister, Amanda. We fight all the time. We don't always agree with each other. Hell, sometimes we don't talk to each other for a couple months on end. But she got married to who I think is a really wonderful guy, Ken Partridge Jr. And yes, there was an abundance of Partridge family jokes made. Come on, get happy. But yeah. So just congratulations to them and stuff. And Eddie, just take over. Throw it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me do it because this is the new shtick we're doing now.
Wait. Okay. Oh crap! Where is it?
That's what she said.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, I thought it was going to be here. It's not here. There it is. Okay.
Are we singing along?
Hello world, there's a song that we're singing.
Back up a little bit.
Come on, get happy.
Okay.
That just happened, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Wicked, go ahead.
No, I'm doing it because that's the gimmick now.
Okay.
We throw to each other.
Okay.
I mean, we're already a couple of pitchers anyway. Wicked Nemesis, last call.
Friday, we lost somebody that not a lot of people really knew his name, but they knew his word. Jerry Nelson.
Yes.
Who was the Muppeteer, and more importantly to me, the voice of the Count from Sesame Street. A lot of people are like, what? When I was a kid, I lived in Texas for a time, and you got to see Sesame Street in English and then Sesame Street in Spanish. And let me tell you this. The one thing I remember about Sesame Street Spanish, no matter what, there was always one person that was on there, regardless of everybody they had. Big Bird and the Count. They loved putting the Count out on the Spanish Sesame Street. I learned how to count to 1,000,000 by the time I could go in Spanish. I kid you not. Now I have a Mexican wife, which is great because when we first got together, she was like, "Do you know any Spanish?" And I told her I had to go to the bathroom in Spanish, and then I could count to 1,000,000.
Did you?
And she was like, "Where'd you learn to do that?" The Count.
Did you ever actually look at her and go, "Uno, ah"?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, of course. Jesus Christ.
Did you actually follow it up? Did you follow it up with the laugh though?
Yes. Are you kidding me? In this house, the Count and Cookie Monster rule this house when it comes to Muppets. Not Kermit the Frog or Lorana Renee, as he's known in Espanol. It's crazy because we lost him Friday, and I was like, man. And every time, no matter what, I see the Bela Lugosi, Dracula, I guess, but I hear the Count. I hear Jerry Nelson. He will always be the Count. 1, 2, Gesundheit. Now, the next morning, I guess I should say, we lost somebody that we all know that was a hero to the world. No matter the conspiracies, no matter what, there's people say that really didn't happen, but that, people think that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing, but we lost Neil Armstrong the very next day. Somebody that will be a hero through the test of time, the man that first walked on the moon. And for us to lose somebody like that, yeah, he was 82 years old, and Jerry Nelson was in his 70s, if not, I think he was like 72, I believe. But these gentlemen were a little bit older. That is true. He was 78, Jerry Nelson. But to lose somebody that significant is something, and our thoughts and prayers go out to their family. Eddie Layne, last call.
Thank you, sir. And actually, over the last few weeks, we just made the reference to two of them. Having lost Jerry Nelson, having lost Neil Armstrong. We, of course, by his own methodology, we lost the gentleman who was the director of Top Gun. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah. So what?
Phyllis Diller.
I was about to say. A woman to me who was a comedy icon, Phyllis Diller.
Yes.
Tried and true great. A legend, an icon in Hollywood, Ernest Borgnine, passed away recently. I'm genuinely believing the simple fact that we are in the final days. We've lost way too many high-powered celebrities and legends and icons. And I will say this, role models. There's a lot of people out there who will sit back and say, I don't want to be a role model, because they can't be a role model. And I'm also the first one to sit back and say, your role models should be the people you look at home. Under normal circumstances, they should be the people to whom you look at home. Regardless of whether or not it actually took place on the moon, or whether it took place in Phoenix, Arizona, or, a back Hollywood parking lot, or whatever the hell, Neil Armstrong will stand the test of time. Jerry Nelson, like I said, a voice that everybody will easily remember. And I wish they would genuinely release the older episodes of The Electric Company and Sesame Street for kids to be able to see. Not this sterilized, watered down crap that tells everybody, you have to be tolerant of other people, and we're going to start the indoctrination process here at Kids TV. Look, people are people. We don't need labels. I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I'm insane. I'm certifiable. I'm a slice short of a loaf. My elevator doesn't stop at all floors. I'm an egg short of a dozen. I'm not exactly the sharpest piece of toast in the tumble dryer. I will never profess to, although I could probably understand the Shikari damn it, I had it. The mathematical equation used for the colonium this morning.
The algorithms.
Thank you. I could probably understand it. But the fact of the matter is, and I'm not, by the way, I was told something coming out of last week's last call. Hey, Junior, I wasn't picking on you. I was telling the truth.
No, do it in the Batman voice.
I'm not doing it I'm being me. I'm not.
Just give your power over me.
I'm not pissed. I'm real. And I'm very sincere. Like I said, I even put out the call. If people would have sent me your little Facebook post thumping your non-existent chest about what you did, hey, just one more for the Army. That's all I can say. By the same token, yes, we cover a lot of different things on this show. And we are definitely proving that today. I want to say a very special thank you to Gavin Loudspeaker for coming on with us this evening. Loud and noxious, or as the petition would have said, loud and awesome. King of Trios. For our friends in the North Central and Northeastern U.S., this is going to be one you definitely want to check out. It's a 3-night event, and if you can possibly get there for all 3 nights, especially night 1, when all 16 teams are going to be there.
Or the conclave, where you can meet the majority of the participants. Can't guarantee if they're going to sign anything, because some people are just mean, especially if you're a Rudos in the Chikara locker room. So, but I mean, that's an even better way. That's what, here's the thing. WrestleMania has their fan access. And you can stand in line for 18 hours to meet CM Punk or whomever you want to meet. And it'll be like, hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming out. Signed, bada, bada, boom. The conclave, you have a chance to karaoke with Mike Quackenbush. You have a chance to eat a freaking hot dog with Ultramantis Black. You have a chance to sacrifice a small child with the Batiri. Whatever. You actually get to physically hang out with these guys. Or run from, in the Batiri's case. So, why not take advantage of that? 2:30 to 4:30. Is it 2:30? Yeah, 2:30 to 4:30.
Yeah.
Where the event's being held, so you don't have to, go to the other side of town or whatever like they do with the fan access. It's right there.
It is.
So, definitely take advantage of that.
Let's go and wrap this thing out. MaBo! Full scale. Shameless plugs.
All right. MA_BO over on there, the Twitter there. Facebook, Mark Bowman. But don't bother me on it, because all you're going to do is send me some stupid request for, like, Fart Barn or whatever you play. And I don't
Farmville.
Whatever. Fart Barn. Me, Barn Eater. Quit stealing my gimmick. God.
I had to burp. Go away.
Anyway. What else do I know? Oh, yeah. Bob's Comics over here. Trussville, Birmingham area. Basically, find you a Birmingham phone book, look up comic books or collectibles, and you'll see Bob's Comics and get in touch with him and tell him Bowman sent you just so he could really get pissed off.
Really?
Bev Nerd, our buddy Bev Nerd, even though he's turning his back on us, he's going with other people. Not saying who he's sponsoring, because I don't want Bat Eddie to show up again.
I already know who it is, and I don't care.
Stop it, Bat Eddie. I just want to do the Batman voice again. Ooh, can you do your shameless plug in the Batman voice?
No.
Oh, you suck. Anyway, but I still love CMD. and hopefully to see him at the King of Trios.
At Deep Freeze.
At indoor. Hoth. Screwed up my own gimmick.
Yeah, I know.
Dang it. Anyway, yeah, and Eyewitness with Eyewitness store over there on the Facebook. Order some T-shirts. They were actually at the big religious singing event in Fuego, I think it was, this past weekend. Creative Concepts, Gimmick. What is it? Gimmick Tees. Gimmick Wrestling Tees. Yolanda. Oh, Yolanda.
We need to get her back on sometime.
No, she does her own show now.
So?
I know, but I'm just saying her large breasticles. Anyway, but on a serious note, very serious note, for those who know the name, Daphne, WWE, well, she was briefly
WCW
associated with them, but WCW, TNA, Shimmer, Shine, all over the Southeast and, the country and all that stuff. From what I heard, she was in a pretty bad accident first of the week. Car flipped. All of her stuff, that was in the back got soaked. She's okay for the most part. Car's messed up. But she posted on Facebook and Twitter that she's going to be holding some auctions. Try to raise some money. So keep your eye on her. Twitter, what is it, like Scream Queen, something like that?
Yeah.
Definitely just, look it up on Twitter, look it up on Facebook. Glad she said she lost some stuff, but it's nothing that can't be replaced. And the main thing is that she's fine. So just check it out if you get a chance, and help support the pet population. Don't have your pet spayed or neutered.
Wicked Nemesis, shameless plugs.
Well, at Wicked Nemesis on Twitter, Wicked Nemesis Enoch Tesseri on Facebook, Blogger, Blogspot, Wicked Nemesis, Daily Motion, YouTube, really strong on YouTube and Facebook, of course. Enoch at the Wicked Nemesis for some of the talent that I manage. Got some big things coming out of September 8th, and I cannot wait till you guys find out what's going to happen September 8th. Don't forget the NWA Women's World Champion Tasha Simone against Calm Like a Bomb Pandora for the NWA Women's World Championship, and it's a no-holds-barred match. So this is going to be great. I have a surprise for the Simply Perfection, as I guess they want to be called, because all of a sudden now everybody wants to be the something, which, kiss my ass. I was the first, as Eddie always says, my shoot name. And make sure you go out and support local independent wrestling. Now, for everybody out there, for everybody that has supported us here, the To Be Determined show, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, TNTSradio.net. For all of you, thank you. I know we go off on tangents. We kind of, go here or there. But we do appreciate it, and we all want to say thank you. Eddie?
Oh, thank you.
I didn't know we were tossing to each other like that. So
yeah, I didn't get to toss the Wicked, so.
Oh, okay. Real quick, yours truly, at Fast Eddie Layne over on Twitter, Facebook.com/Fast Eddie Layne. Brief rundown. Wednesday night, I'll be rejoining the cast over at Papasaya's in Helena, Alabama. Thursday night, Buffalo Wild Wings in Hoover, 9 p.m. start time. Buffalo Wild Wings Alabaster on Friday, 10 p.m. start time. Saturday night, September the 1st, back with the family with Global Championship Wrestling over in Palmerdale, Alabama. Matter of fact, speaking of, in just under 1 hour from now, right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, GCW Radio will broadcast live. Yours truly, O'Hagan, JJ Tanner, Jeff McGowan, and you just never know who's going to pop in on a Sunday night on GCW Radio. Facebook.com/GCW Pro Wrestling. At Beyond Ringside, one word, run it all together for Beyond Ringside. Your home for wrestling, mixed martial arts, comic books, sci-fi, sports talk, all of the above. Like I said,
Kaiju Big Battle.
And there you go. Also, BeyondRingside.com updates are being made on a regular basis. Also, for those who have not had a chance to check it out, yours truly, Wicked Nemesis, Tasha Simone, the NWA Women's Champion, and NWA Chief Official Fred Richards had a great sit-down roundtable and interview with Fred Richards. Roundtable about pro wrestling as it stands today, as well as upcoming events with the National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest and largest governing body of professional wrestling. And it was a very, very interesting four-way discussion. Had a lot of fun doing it. I know all 4 of us did. It is available on our podcast, and the links will be going out on Facebook and Twitter inside the next 24 hours. So keep your eyes open for that. If you get a chance to, please, we hope you check it out. Don't forget, the best of Beyond Ringside 24/7 is available through beyondringside.com, as well as the Shoutcast Radio Network. And you can also catch a lot of what we do on Ustream and YouTube as well. Couple of things I want to hit real quick before I go. My father, of course, I'd like to ask everybody to keep him in thoughts and prayers. Eddie's dad, all of the above. Because the fact that he's going in tomorrow for testing on a biopsy, and I'm going to be with him for the majority of that. Some of it I'll be waiting in the waiting room because there's some things I don't need to see. Leave it at that. End of discussion. But I would appreciate it if everybody kept him in your, say a quick prayer. I would greatly appreciate it. Wish him luck. Wish him your best. It would be appreciated. All the other stuff aside, it means a lot. We are going to be back at it next Sunday night, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, 6:30 Eastern. MaBo, who did you drop the bomb about that's going to be joining us next week at 6 Central?
Well, if all goes according to plan, and he's never let me down before, Lighting Mike Quackenbush is arranging to have Jigsaw, one of the I don't think he's from the first class of Chikara graduates, but definitely in the top 3. You might know him as Rubik's on TNA. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But
really looking forward to having Jigsaw.
Oh yes, he's on Ring of Honor. He's really in the. He was always a good standout in Chikara, but I'd say over the past few years, he's really just broken out. So hopefully have him on. Talk a little King of Trios, maybe a little bit of Piedmont. A whole lot of his backstory. So we'll find out. But yeah, hopefully it'll be locked for sure.
Folks, thank you for joining us on this edition of Beyond Ringside Live. We are signing it out at 8:04 Central, 9:04 Eastern. Once again, check us out. We're all over the place and more places every day. By the way, don't forget, like I said, catch us on Shoutcast. You can listen through Windows Media Player. You can listen through the Shoutcast mobile app. We definitely appreciate everybody who's been downloading the podcast. You can lock that in, courtesy of iTunes. Until next time. Let's take it home. For Mark MaBo Bowman.
Cubs win! Cubs win!
That'll never happen. Sorry. For the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis.
Everyone, thank you once again for listening, and stay on Eddie's ass about keeping the YouTube Ustream videos going so you can hear your own full episodes of Beyond Ringside on YouTube, Beyond Ringside, and Wicked Nemesis Enoch.
There you go. Until next time, this is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne, saying adios, das vidania, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen, shall say another adieu, arrivederci, farewell, abyssinia, au revoir, and until we meet again, aloha means.
Aloha means.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Gavin, thank you again for coming on. Looking forward to KOT, buddy. We went more directions in that second hour than I've got active brain cells.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
I'm taking MaBo's Players Club card.
Saying that you got it all. Come on, will you play us ball?
She dropped that bomb on me.
Oh, okay, you get it back now.
Baby.
Baby, if you ever wonder whatever became of me.
KRP in Cincinnati.
You got it.
Oh my God.
Easter eggs done. We're out. Bye-bye.
Get ready for a wall-to-wall rock show. Don't stop believing. Journey. To that at Benatar. We are strong. Love is a battle. Loverboy. Everybody's working for the weekend. Any way you want, that's the way. This Monday at 7 at Open Up Amphitheater. We will be invincible. Journey. At Benatar. Loverboy. This Monday at 7 at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. in Cowboy Town.
Hey y'all, I'm Kix Brooks.
I'm Ronnie Dunn.
And we're Brooks.
And Dunn for rad. And I've got a 4-letter word for you. Don't. As in don't drive drunk.
And I got a 3-letter word for you, as in get the keys.
When you see someone who's about to drive under the influence,
get the keys.
Because friends don't